I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
Getting better. Let me see if this works. Let's see. Okay, what I'm going to do though is I'm going to match this phone with it. Let me see. Let's see if I can match this phone. That way it'll give it more personal hotspot. Connect with John Wilsbuck. See if it can sound better because I did a rehook last night. Here I am. Okay. Hook that up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And John Will's box. Hooked in. Okay, test audio, test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it still doing it or does it sound okay? Okay. All right. Now, if you or, well, you won't be there. If Raven's having any problems, make sure she has my phone number down on her phone. Really? Oh, okay. What, was it raining back there? Ah, I didn't even know that. It was sunny out here today and 63. Huh. Yeah, it's supposed to be 80 tomorrow, but I'll be flying back from Nebraska. I'm in Omaha, Nebraska this very moment. That's where I'm at. That's where the game is. Yep. Yep, you can use CD2 if you still have to fill or you're waiting for me to start talking. Just hit the music, let the music keep playing. Essentially, I can't control what's going on out here and can't control you. So you play the role of director, producer, and you just try to wait for my cue of when we're coming back. Most times it's going to be safe for you if I take a break. If I take a break, usually my break is the MASL2 championship on YouTube or something like that. Play a 60. Go with a 60 instead of a 30. I think you'll be the safest doing that. When I say we'll take a break, we'll be back. This is the MASL2 championship. MASL2 championship. Play a 60. Yep, play a 60. And well, no, that's going to be my standard out cue. So every time I take a break, it's always going to be at least a 60. So you can always hit a 60 or expect to play two 30s. If you're going to play a 30, get set to play two 30s. And then there will be some times where I know it might be a longer break, and I'll just text you 2 minutes or 3 minutes or 5 minutes or something like that. You won't. That's the problem. So when you get near the end of that time, just go ahead and use the in-out music. Let it play. If it runs out, hit the next one. And then once you hear me starting to talk, or you can just take it out of cue and just wait, and I'll just start talking again. You'll just, yeah, this is one of those fly-by-night where you're just going to have to play the guessing game. You can do it. I know you can. All right. I'll keep your text handy here, so anytime you have questions, go ahead and text me, and I'll try to answer when I'm able. All right. All right. All right. Very good. We'll be coming up after a while here. When we come up, there is no open. You'll just hit the in-out music. I'll just text you. Go ahead and hit the in-out music and take me out of queue. That's all you'll do. All right? We're going on private 5. All right. Talk to you soon. I'll text you when we're coming up. See ya.
We'd like to welcome the staff for Harrisburg Heat in the house. Once again, welcome to this competitive arena, Baxter Arena, the official home for the Omaha Kings and Queens. Harrisburg, their official uniform yellow. They should be ready to be presented. Give us the thumbs up, right set, we get started.
And good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Omaha, Nebraska. It's the MASL2 championship game. The Harrisburg Heat versus the Iowa Demon Hawks. Both teams are unbeaten coming into this contest today. One game, one championship, and this 2026 champion will be determined here in Omaha, Nebraska. John Wilsbach with you. Alejandro Rios joining me here high atop Baxter Arena. As the Iowa Demon Hawks are now being introduced, they will be wearing the yellow jerseys again today. The Harrisburg Heat will be in the black. Little controversy because Iowa didn't know that they needed the yellow again, and they've been doing laundry for the last couple hours just to make sure two teams weren't wearing black out there, but I think they'll be okay now.
Are you sure they did the laundry? I mean, I would have kept the stench from last night and used it to our advantage.
That's not a bad idea. The Harrisburg Heat have never played the Iowa Demon Hawks. Demon Hawks, no stranger to the M2 championship. They've lost to Chihuahua. They've won against Rochester. They've had some great seasons the last few years.
You know, I still dream with that defeat against Chihuahua. It was in the second overtime. And the last minute, you know, it was just like Hollywood made, could have not written it better than what went down. It's one of those games you definitely want to go back and watch again.
Wow. It is certainly exciting for the Harrisburg Heat. The last time they were in a championship was 1995 when they played St. Louis in what was back then technically the M1, and the Harrisburg Heat lost 4 games to none. They were swept by St. Louis in that series, and Jamie Swanner, keeper at that time for St. Louis. St. Louis team was mostly a lot of St. Louis guys. They were, just homegrown team, and that year the St. Louis Ambush were victorious. The Iowa Demon Hawks, fine performance yesterday. A little slow on the start in the first half, but in the second half they really turned it on, didn't they?
Yeah, I heard the guys talking about it last night at dinner, and they were just talking about the Lions. What a powerful team.
Yeah.
And it was all about the locker room talk that really got them going and slowed them down. They were a little too nervous. They had to go back to the basics, remember the training, and let that discipline take over. That discipline, they put it all season long. And coming here, they're coming with a level head, and we'll see what happens. I mean, both teams are strong, both teams are powerful. And thank you to the Omaha Kings for wearing the Harrisburg teams down.
They gave them a fight too. They were down 4-0, came back, made it 4-3. Heat went back up. Omaha responded again. So yeah, a 9-5 victory for Harrisburg last night, but they certainly had some problems at times in the game. And but they appear to be ready as well, playing in the past in the M1. They moved down to the M2 this season because of scheduling dates with their home games and moving from Harrisburg to Hershey, Pennsylvania. And the Harrisburg Heat 12-0 on the regular season, and winning their playoff game last night to make it here to the finals. A few guys, question marks coming into today's game. Victor Pereiras, Thomas Hogue, and also Seth Krabby. Not sure which ones until we get that official scorecard that Hugo has picked to be out there on the carpet. We do know that Drew Weivel is not playing. He has been banged up. He made the trip though, just in case, but he is not going to be playing for the Harrisburg Heat. Notice the Iowa scratch today. Aaron Vasquez is scratched, but they have added Alexander Corona to the roster.
Yes, Corona was injured, took a timeout, and he needed to take a little bit of extra time to recover yesterday. He's been working hard with the doctors and with the trainers, and he got the green light last night. He's excited to be back on the field.
Now we are about, I want to say, about 2.5 hours away from Des Moines, Iowa, home of the Demon Hawks. Hopefully a few of the fans made the trek over here to Omaha, I would hope.
We do have some of the hardcore fans on the stage today, on the bleachers. We really appreciate them for coming out and their support and their love. I mean, these guys are just hardcore fans, you know. They're wearing the yellow jersey too.
Well, we've got the national anthem. Now welcome out John Wilsbach alongside Alejandro Rios in Omaha. And we welcome those of you along on YouTube. I see some of the comments here.
Hey,
Guess
John.
they had us turned up a little bit here while we were in the pregame chat and listening
okay.
to our conversation. I'm glad we didn't say anything back. We never do.
Oh, that is fantastic. Hey, a big shout out in Espanol for the Raza de Chihuahua, Mexico. We have a lot of people from Chihuahua watching tonight, as we have a lot of our players coming from Chihuahua. We have players from Monterrey, and they love to hear our bilingual, actually trilingual, quadrilingual broadcast we do back home.
Back at when you do the Iowa games.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Exactly. Well, I'm glad to have them along, and of course those disappointing fans from Mexico City, whose team did not make it to the semifinals despite winning in the quarterfinals. The commissioner, Chris Economides, is here. He will be joining us at halftime, and we'll chat about that controversy from Friday night, and we'll have him on at halftime.
And if you've been watching the Facebook platform and some social medias, oh my goodness, it got hot in there.
Oh, I bet. My goodness. Well, you know, those of you who chat with us on YouTube, I check your comments every now and then. Let's keep it civil. Let's have fun. If you have any questions that you want to throw it in, and Alejandro and I will try to answer at various times if we're able to. And glad to have you along. And we're also on radio. For those of you in the Harrisburg, Hershey, Middletown, WMSS 91.1 FM on FM radio, and they also stream. So if you can't get video and you want to listen to the audio broadcast portion of this broadcast, it's WMSSFM.com. WMSSFM.com. If you have a TuneIn app, you can just put in WMSS, click on the stream, and you're going to hear us broadcasting here today in Omaha, Nebraska. Harrisburg Heat are going with Rashawn Panton, Vinny Dantas, who's been battling some nagging injuries, Thiago, also Harris, and Osuji. Hugo in net. Hugo's stats very similar to Rainer Haas's stats, both a little over 3 in goals against this season.
And for that, with even Hawks, we have Rafa Nascimento. We have, we have Lincoln Borges. We have Eddie Lopez, Kaique Rivero, Heider House. And the goalkeeper, we have our Capitan Brazil, G. Anderson Overstreet. He changed his last name. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
All right, the Heat are wearing the black uniforms. And Iowa in the yellow. Osuji playing it back to Hugo. He'll clear it up the middle of the field and sent right back the other way. Osuji for the Heat with a head ball, getting it to Thiago, still on the back line. The Heat and Iowa. Thiago.
I got to tell you, John, watching Thiago Freitas play is a little bittersweet at the moment. I love that guy, but he's on the wrong side today.
He played, what was that, a few years ago?
He has played for the past 3 years, yes, with the Iowa Demon Hawks. I would like to meet the priest that gave him the exorcism, brought him to the Heat side.
Well, he was with us before that, though, too, and went down to Florida even to the tropics and left there. But we're glad to have him back, no doubt about that. So Hugo gives one away at the midfield. He scrambles to get back. Lopez comes up with it. He'll send it back to his own line. Casanedo onto the near side. Romero. Brought back out of midfield. Gutierrez. He'll play it back again to Romero of Iowa. Sending it up the far boards. Jose Lopez sending it back again. It's going to be Romero. And back to Haas. No score early on here in the M2 championship. Giveaway in midfield. Vinny Donis comes up with it. Takes a long shot wide. Ball deflected down the corner. Thiago trying to settle, but it's kicked high in the air and out at midfield. Rashawn Panton with a head ball, but recovered there by Lopez. He'll play it up onto the near side for Romero. Back the other way. They Heat at midfield, knocking it around near the line, and Vinny Dantas comes up with it. He's trying to guard it. He'll send it back to Hugo. Hugo Silva, player coach for the Harrisburg Heat. He'll dump it down the far boards of midfield. RJ Fuentes trying to get on it, but he's running into some pressure there by Castaneda, and he'll get the steal. Then Fuentes knocks it loose again. Ball changing possessions constantly, and comes all the way back to the keeper, Haas. Up along the near side. Ball sent to the middle.
The man with the hat trick, Eddie Martinez, gets
yeah.
the ball. Watch out for that guy.
Martinez, 9 goals on the season. Had a fine game yesterday in the semifinals. Ball dumped down to the left corner. Briefly open there, and a volley shot taken by Guilherme Lopez. It's cleared all the way out of midfield. And Iowa again controlling the possession right now. The way I noticed that Seth Krabby is dressed for this game for Harrisburg. Another shot just wide by Guilherme Lopez. Just a few minutes into this contest. Iowa controlling the tempo right now, but Bruno comes up with it. Nice Meg pass, sending it back to Felipe. And now Jeremy sends it to Hugo, who sends it right back up the middle, all the way back down. Hugo has to grab on. So Hugo puts it down again. This time Chavez will play it back to Hugo. He'll bring it outside at midfield. He'll dump it down to the left side towards Haas, who knocks it out. Chavez to the middle. Ball goes into the corner. Heat putting the pressure on offensively. Osuji with it. Deep in the right corner, double team. Ball pops loose. Trochi will send it wide to the left side. Chavez comes back over in the midfield, back to Thiago. Thiago takes it to the far left. Now Osuji back in midfield to Trochi. And Osuji for the Heat comes back in midfield again. Here's Thiago down that left side. He'll move into the left corner. Shot save. Loose out front, cleared back out by Lopez. Harris comes up with it for the Harrisburg Heat. He'll play it back to Hugo. Hugo taps it back out to Felipe. Felipe up across midfield. Dumps it down left corner for Harris. Can't get the foot on it. Intercepted there by Romero. Felipe played for Iowa too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir, he did.
Yeah.
Wonderful guy, wonderful player.
Felipe trips up on his own feet. Ball cleared back out to the near side. Jenderson Pereira on it. Along the boards. He'll play it back out for Ribeiro. Geike over to the far side it goes. Martinez. They'll get it back, but we'll get the pushing foul on Harris.
Fall from behind, and I see Thiago Freitas starting to score on House, and it's just the friendly rivalry. It's such a joy when the Freitas scores on House. I saw him going for it, trying to get that goal.
Yeah, when you get those two players who once played together and now they're against each other, especially for a championship. Oh, what a time that is. A shot wide there by...
Look at Martinez.
Yeah, he comes back up with it, and then Panton steps in, gets a little trip on him, but it's only going to be a foul. Now we get a delay of game warning also issued. So a free kick coming up here for Iowa. Just inside what I always call the yellow line, even though it's white here in this building. And also, for those of you who didn't tune in yesterday, the teams are across from each other on benches, not side by side. Here comes the restart. Pereira, shot blocked nicely by Panton. Plays it back out for Ribeiro. Send to the top, little give and go to the opposite side, but yeah, Castaneda was just off the mark a little bit. Vinny Dantas trying to get it out and does. Down that left side. Here come the Heat the other way with Olar, but the Demon Hawks able to play it back to Haas, intercepted by Osuji near side, little collision. And the Heat able to get it back with Olar, sending it to Harris. Thiago back on. Outside the line, tapping the near side, Jeremy Raley's pass gets blocked. Gave that away to Pereira. And here's Diaz. Down the left side, some room and a shot and a hand save. Hugo got that hand on Gutierrez. Corner kick coming up. Restart coming up from the corner. And it's going to be Martinez to restart. Jose Lopez right to his wing, and out front is Guillermo Lopez. Come out to Guillermo, his shot blocked in the middle, follow-up shanked out of play. It'll be a Heat ball.
It's too early. They're trying to see who they're going for the shots. Not quite there. They haven't found the sweet spot yet.
Two teams that have never faced each other. Ball knocks out of midfield. Fuentes unable to get to it. Lincoln will send it to the near side. Then Raley comes up with it to Fuentes. And then Jeremy Raley gets it back. Former Baltimore Blast player, was in St. Louis a little last year before the Heat acquired him there. Ball sent down that left side. Here's Bruno trying to get to it. Nice defensive hustle back by Jose Lopez. He'll work it down that far side. Raley trying to catch up to him. Shot high. Ball comes around to the near side.
Just a little off. Almost a goal for the Demon Hawks.
But the Heat able to clear it back out. Down along the near side. Bruno Enrique sending it all the way back to the Heat. Trochi near side Felipe. Here's Thiago working against Diaz. Up those far boards. Thiago knocks it off the boards. Oscar in the corner. He opened things up with 2 goals last night. Haas has to block this one with a foot out of play. It'll be a kick in for the Heat. And we're going to take the mid-quarter timeout. So we'll step out. 7:57 to play here in the first of the scoreless Iowa Harrisburg MASL2 championship. Will return after this. Back in Omaha, Nebraska. John Wilsbach alongside Alejandro Rios. Glad to have you here in Omaha with us because it's the MASL2 championship and it's a scoreless first quarter so far.
We have a Vegas-style kind of fight, filling out the first couple rounds.
Yeah. Both teams trying to create some opportunities. As we've seen from both these teams this season, that second half could be wide open. Who knows? Here's a restart for the Heat. Thiago will take it. Oscar moves down the left, and it comes out to Vinny Dantas. He'll take a shot, but that one's blocked nicely by Ribeiro and comes all the way back to Felipe. Felipe for the Heat, now to Hugo. Hugo walking it up near midfield, sends it right up the slot and scooped up by Haas.
This is when we like to see the 6-man attack, right at the beginning.
Out of midfield. Couple little body hits on the ball, knocking it to the far side. Castaneda onto the near side. Diaz heading it up. He's got a man to the left side. Shot hit the crossbar. One timing. Gallegos had a chance. Still no score, and Panton trying to kick the ball is going to pick up a foul. A little wipe out there on Castaneda.
Javier Gallegos knocking on the door of Harrisburg. Woo. He's
Midfield.
getting close.
Romero onto the near side for the Demon Hawks. Lopez crossing to the far side, just off the mark. Castaneda, and it's cleared right back out to Ribeiro. Another volley shot there, and Harris trying to clear it out, and does. But again, the Demon Hawks will let it go all the way back down to Haas, and will again control while they change up some personnel.
Beautiful save from Harrisburg goalkeeper. That was, you got to keep your eye on the ball in these type of games.
Here's an interception by Harris. He'll move down the middle. Shot just wide right. Panton knocks it high in the air. And the Demon Hawks able to clear it back out with the help of Romero. Back to the near side. Pass intended by Lopez gets blocked. But the Demon Hawks still maintain that possession on the far side. Gutierrez will cross it. Ball goes off the heel of Lopez. Osuji gets tripped up at midfield. They're only going to call that a foul. Osuji rolling it off, gets up and goes off the field a little gimpy. Restart coming up here for Thiago of the Heat. No score. Felipe with it near side. They'll play it back behind him, but too far for Jeremy Raley, who has to go back into his own end. He'll play it to Hugo, and Hugo will send it up the field. Nicely headed by Seth Krabby, otherwise it would have been a three-line violation. Ball sent down along the near side. A little give and go action there. Miguel Diaz hit by Fuentes, but here comes Romero to the right side, shot wide. Hops back out in the neutral zone. Here comes Thiago with the Heat, overlapping down the near side. It's going to be Vinny Dantes' shot, save, loose left side. Fuentes saved by Haas, and saved down on the goal line on the right post. Heat with a couple opportunities, and Haas coming up big. Iowa trying to get it out of their own end, but still having problems there with Gutierrez. Playing it to Haas. He'll clear it out of midfield. Headed the other way by Raley. And back it goes again into the Heat zone with a high bounce. Does it stay in play? It does not.
Wow, this is a championship match indeed, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna come down to a keeper's duel, John. This is what's gonna come down to, see who's gonna make the first mistake on the defensive side.
Yeah, and that was a big save by Haas, because RJ Fuentes had a wide open shot at the top left side of that box. Right along the near side, Heat with it, but Bruno can't maintain possession. Goes over to the far side, and Trochi with it, trying to get it over to Chavez. Ball pops loose and comes back over to Gutierrez, and Haas will pick it up. Along the near side, Gutierrez back over to Haas. The keeper for the Demon Hawks brings it back out, sends it down the far boards into the right corner. Lopez on it there, battling Trochi. Lopez trying to spin toward the wing, but Osuji steps in front, intercepts it, comes back out at midfield, and it's Gutierrez who comes up with the possession. Iowa sends it down the middle, shot, score! Jose Lopez, what a leading pass right down the slot, and the Demon Hawks draw first blood. It's 1-0.
It is 1-0, and it all started with Guy Lopez, wonderful pass. Unbelievable. Demon Hawks have been knocking at the door. Again, it's going to come down to the defensive mistake. We have to stay sharp. One goal means we just kick the bee's nest.
That's all it is. There's a lot of game left in this, and after what we saw last night, so Iowa has taken a 1-0 lead in the MASL2 championship. You couldn't ask for a better feed right down that middle. And Harris for the Heat has it in midfield. Ball deflects down to the corner. Panton trying to get a piece of it. Now he'll battle along the near side with Lincoln. Out of midfield, ball knocks around. Harris comes up with it. Osuji near side, Panton. Too soft on the pass, intercepted by Gallegos. And back to the line to Ribeiro. 3:45 to go here in the first. There's another breakout to the left side for Iowa. Shot, score!
Unbelievable.
Javier Gallegos.
Javier Gallegos, unbelievable left foot shot. John, that took me by surprise. It shocked me earlier when he just, he's got like a vision, going for the ball, attacking, defending, taking the balls away. He created his display himself, 3 touches back.
What a shot. Gallegos at 11:21 makes it a 2-0 Iowa lead. Know we had problems yesterday with commercials interrupting our YouTube broadcast, and we certainly apologize for that. Nothing we could do about that here on our end of the broadcast, so keep that in mind if you happen to miss something for that. The Heat down 2-0. You go with it. They'll bring it outside the line. They'll dump it down to the right side. Vinny Dantas trying to get on. He gets pulled down from behind. Just a foul.
Keike.
Ribeiro. Yeah, Keike.
Keike not very happy. He says, no ref. That gentle giant, man. That gentle giant.
It's all in how you do it. And pull and close, and you always hold your hands up in the air like, I didn't touch him.
Soccer players make excellent salesmen.
Oh, they do. Dantas steps out of the way. Here's Thiago off the boards to the middle. And nicely clear to the side because he was looking to set up the carom to Vinny Dantas. All sent again to the top of the arc and headed back out to the neutral zone. Fuentes trying to get it to Thiago along the near boards. Iowa will send it to the far side at midfield. Felipe, he'll knock it over his head, trying to get it up to Vinny Dantas at the left point. Vinny turns down, gets free in the left corner, tries to center, it's blocked, trying to get it again. Looked like there was a handball by Iowa there. Ball comes out to Thiago, and Felipe gets kicked. Play continues on. Fuentes battling along the near side, but it pops back out to Romero, and Iowa with the possession and the 2-0 lead. Jeremy Raley plays up the middle. Here comes Vinny Dantas, center point, looking for the half volley. Thought another handball, not going to get that call. Our referees today, Brian Bauer, Landis Wiley, Jeff Johnson. Here come the Demon Hawks. Down that left side, off the boards to the middle, blocked by Jeremy Raley in the middle. Otherwise, Diaz had a golden opportunity.
Beautiful save on number 12.
Raley positioned his body on that back post. Good position, or it would have been a 3-0 lead. 1:30 to play here in the first. 2-0 Iowa. Onto the far side it goes. Gutierrez off the boards. Lopez leaves it over onto the right side for Martinez. Knocked back out of midfield. The Demon Hawks possess again. Brought back out, Christian Gutierrez up along the far side. Onto the near boards, Romero. Heat trying to push up, get a little more physical. Ball goes all the way to the keeper, Hugo. Sent down along the near boards, cleared again out of midfield. Heat scramble to get back and put some pressure on its center circle. Play to the far side for Gutierrez. All the way back for Diaz. Onto the near side, Romero. He'll take it over to the far side. Ball sent down into the corner, but Martinez couldn't make that pass, and Harris comes up with the interception for the Heat. Overlapping is Osuji to the left. He'll cross it to the right side to Chavez, but the pass off the mark, and Chavez will be called for the tripping foul. 9 seconds to go here in the first.
Wow, I just blinked and it's over. What a
very fast first.
Very fast first.
And you know, one of the biggest things that I've noticed this season is when teams are playing in the arenas with the high glass the whole way around, instead of a lot of the M1 teams that like the sides and no glass, the game does go faster.
It does indeed. Good call. Great observation.
Well, the Heat had no glass on the side of their fields in Harrisburg for many years. Moving to the Hershey Arena this year, they're back to the full glass, and it just made things flow so much better. Here's a restart for Iowa with a few seconds ticking off, and we have played one here at Baxter Arena in Omaha, Nebraska. It's Iowa 2, Harrisburg 0. Back with the MASL2 championship after this. And we're back. Omaha, Nebraska. John Wilsbach, Alejandro Rios. After one quarter, 2-0. Iowa leading. The Harrisburg Heat goals by Jose Lopez and also Xavier Gallegos.
Javier Gallegos.
That's why I've got you with the Spanish.
Sí, señor. Sí, señor. Glad to be here.
Well, I'll tell you, it was a very active that first half of the first quarter. A lot of feeling out, guys trying to gauge where they are with each other. But yeah, here in the back half of that first quarter, Iowa doing a great job at quick breakouts and scoring opportunities.
We had a couple of minutes where there was lots of ping ball action, ball going everywhere. Hard to keep an eye on. But these guys are amazing. Nothing less than a championship match here today at the Bax Arena, home of the Omaha Kings.
That first goal by Lopez, it was Lincoln who got the assist, and then the second goal, Gallegos, they gave the assist to Martinez. So that's where we get our 2-0 score, as now Iowa going left to right. Opportunity there almost. Let's take a look at those shots. 6-3 in favor of Iowa in that first quarter in shots.
Taika Rivera, a wonderful defender for the Demon Hawks.
At midfield. Iowa able to clear it out, but Harris stopping it for the Heat. They'll approach the line to the middle, playing it to the right side. RJ Fuentes sends it to the left for Thiago. Thiago on the left wing. Shout out to our good friend Soccer Sam. He's listening. Of course, his Rochester team had played this Iowa team a few years ago.
Good pizza out there. Thank you, Sam. Thanks for the pizza, Sam.
Here's Chavez. Has it knocked back out of midfield. So great, all of our great soccer family from across the country tuning in for the broadcast today. Here's Osuji for the Heat. Center point. Hit just above the crossbar. Demon Hawks trying to clear it out. Haas able to get the save there on Chavez on the far side. The Demon Hawks still have problems. Pocket pick there by Thiago. Losing the corner. Thiago can't get the follow-up shot off. Comes all the way back to Jeremy Raley. He'll send it all the way back to Hugo in the box. Hugo's going to fire it up the far boards. Angel Chavez on it. They'll approach. Sending it to the right side. Olar off the boards to the middle, but cleared to the side again. Ball comes all the way back in midfield. Jeremy Raley. Having some problems there maintaining possession. Castaneda able to come up with it. Raley still on him. Iowa changing up and setting up out at midfield. Lincoln Borges playing it all the way back to his line. Harrisburg Heat, I think we're trying to complain about too many men, but not going to get that call. Martinez on the near boards. Back out at center circle. Demon Hawks with a 2-0 lead. They'll work inside of the Heat zone now and then play it back out. Guilherme Lopez out of midfield. Gutierrez sends it to the opposite side. Ball knocks to the middle. Osuji clears it out. Vinny Dantas with a spin move, but took it too far wide. Has to take it down along the boards. He'll step in. Dantas pulls the trigger, but Haas right there in the middle able to grab. Haas will just fling it up the field. Headed by Trochi all the way back to the keeper, Hugo. Felipe with it. Over to Hugo. He'll fire it all the way down to the near side. Bruno trying to pass it back. Comes all the way back in midfield. And Felipe will send it back to Hugo again for the Heat. Hugo firing it down into the left corner. Settled there by Gutierrez, trying to clear it out. He'll get it back deep in his own corner. He'll cross it over to Romero, far side. And he'll pop it up and out of play. It's going to be a restart coming up for the Heat. Top of the arc.
Des Moines needs to be careful giving away such a wonderful opportunity. Harrisburg has magnificent strikers, not to mention Thiago Freitas.
And they are pushing up that time, not allowing the Demon Hawks to get an easy out of their own zone. And a little forced kick put it out of play. Here comes a restart for the Heat. They've got Thiago out front with Dantas to the left. Thiago approaching, plays it left side, but tapped by Bruno, but couldn't get the right angle on it.
They had the right idea,
Here's Thiago again, sending it down too high for Dantas, trying to settle it on the wing, turns his shot blocked. Back in midfield, Thiago on it again. Dantas goes off. They'll bring in a fresh body in Fuentes. 2-0 Iowa leading, 11-10 to go here in the second. The MASL2 championship. Hugo all the way up in midfield. He'll dump it down into the corner. And Demon Hawks able to clear it back out, but Osuji is on it. Now Thiago getting pressure along the boards. Gave it away. Gallegos playing into the right side. Romero trying to move in. Hugo comes over, and he's able to try and clear it out, but it stopped there and knocked along the boards. Osuji comes up with it. Heat complaining to the referee while play continues, and Hugo's just giving an earful down there to Brian Bauer and Landis Wiley.
These guys are moving so fast, I don't even know what's going on.
Iowa with the ball. Midfield near side. Eddie Martinez moves into the right side. Takes it deep in the corner around the boards. He got a shoulder on it. They're going to call a foul or a handball here.
Oh, my goodness.
Jeremy.
It looks like we have a handball.
Jeremy Raley kind of knocked it with the shoulder, or did it get the arm up top? Then we get a warning. A yellow card now on the Heat. But will this be a penalty kick for Iowa coming up? That ball came around so fast on Raley, and he made the hit on the ball to knock it out towards the top of the arc. The question is, did it go off the lower arm, or did it go off the upper arm shoulder, which is legal? And that's what the argument is right now. You might be able to find it. Jeremy Ortiz, the assistant coach for the Heat, he is arguing from the bench.
Very rare that we can see a penalty in the MASL2 or MASL division. And it's happening today here at the Baxter Arena in this championship matchup.
Yeah, I'd like to see that replay again. It's going to be a little tough, but
it's a little tough to get right now.
Yeah, just to see where that ball hit off of Jeremy Raley. He really didn't seem like he argued it, though, did he?
No, he just walked away.
So they're calling it where they're placing the ball. It looks like they're calling it a foul, not a blue card, not a
penalty.
Not a penalty. It'll just be a restart coming up off the foul for Iowa, right at the top of the box, dead middle.
We have House here talking to G. Anderson, saying, hey, those all are all my buddies. And let me tell you where exactly to shoot it.
Well, the Heat are setting up with a three-man wall, and Hugo's so close. Guys on the right and left post. The Heat have got to guard this one. Who's going to take it? It's played to the left and shot wide, and then it bounces off the glass and out of play, but touched by the Heat, I believe. It's going to be a corner kick coming up for Iowa.
Man, I'm telling you, nerve-wracking championship matchup here at the Dexter Arena.
The Heat had it guarded so well in the middle that the Demon Hawks opted to go for that lower left, try it on the left post, and they just were not able to get that good precision strike, but they get the corner kick coming up here with a 2-0 lead. Let's see who they'll play it out to. Ribeiro is out front with Pereira. Jonderson Pereira will not get it. Goes off the glass, and the Heat able to knock it back out of midfield. Harris trying to get it with Pereira. Harris will head ball it down the corner. Bruno comes up with it, plays it out front, but no one was home. Here's Thiago with it. Left point, playing at top of the box. Bruno left side, Harris's shot block. Bruno gets it back again with traffic. He'll play it out of midfield. Raley will send it to the opposite side of Felipe.
I'm telling you, Ka'ike, wonderful defender.
Harris with it. Brings it back behind the midfield stripe. Hugo brings it outside his end. He'll fire it down into the left corner. Loose near the left side, Oscar Barrientos, who had the first 2 goals for the Heat last night. He's back out there. Jeremy Raley at midfield. Near side, Troche. They'll approach. Oscar near the top, tries to turn to get the shot off, but it's blocked and goes out of play. It'll be a corner kick coming up for the Heat.
Wow, Heat is trying, and I'm telling you, Kaique Rivero needs to get his own school of defending, because that guy makes a huge difference on any squad that he's in.
He's showing it. Here's a restart. Thiago from the corner. Out front, Dantas blasting it wide left. Follow up with the left, hits off of Haas and goes out of play. It'll be another kick in for the Heat.
That was a powerful shot right there.
We saw Vinny Dantas last night getting emotional in the huddle with his teammates. Here's the restart again for the Heat. Thiago left corner trying to sneak it to the middle to Oscar, but a nice job by the Demon Hawks to clear it back out of midfield. To the near side with the overlap. Jose Lopez shot. Goal! 3-0 Iowa.
What a golazo. Also, some sort of mistake there with the defender. The ball goes up. The defender sticks his leg out. It gives a little weird spin.
It had a weird knuckleball almost, didn't it?
It jumped right over the fingertips of the goalkeeper. And Iowa gets a 3rd goal here today.
That's
the
a second one
matchup.
for Lopez, isn't it? My
Yes,
goodness.
sir. Yes, sir.
3-0 our score. I think
One of those.
I think Darwin's having some fun over on that far side, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Mr. El Presidente, Mr. Darwin Salas, giving us an interview earlier today from his hotel room. Check it out, the MASL2.
He owns this Iowa
platforms.
team. He's loving it. So it's now 3-0 in favor of Iowa. And the Demon Hawks looking just a step faster at times. But when it comes to the defense, man, they just buckle down. Heat to restart, Jeremy. We'll send it down in the corner. Vinny Dantas, his shot blocked. Deep in the corner again, Dantas, right side, Raley, his shot, no, but Panton there to finish it off and tickle the twine. Raley got the first hit, Panton finishes it, and it's a 3-1 game.
Panton looking for that opening. Panton was there. He was in the open position. Capitalize. It's all about vision in this game sometimes.
Yeah, and Panton had a goal in last night's game. He had 10 on the regular season. That's his second of the playoffs. And it's a 3-1 score in favor of Iowa. Demon Hawks with it in midfield. They'll play it back. Gutierrez outside the line, outside his own end. Taking their time. Heat pushing up with Fuentes and Bruno. Ball dumped down. Here's trying to get it out. Martinez trying to keep it in. Martinez playing it back for Gutierrez. On to the far side, Romero. Coming up at halftime, we're going to talk with Chris Economides, the commissioner of the M2. Join us for that. Iowa with the ball in their own zone. They'll play it from the near side to the far side. Gutierrez. Now Felipe comes up with it, dumps it down, but no one there for the Heat. Into the corner, and an easy grab for Haas. Beautiful facility here at Baxter Arena in Omaha. This ball gets dumped down into the corner. Stays in play with the high glass. Brought back out by Frank Olar. He'll leave it for Harris. 3-1 Demon Hawks with the lead on Harrisburg. Thiago back for Hugo. He'll play it down the far side. Thiago's got a little room to run. He'll chip it to the left corner. That one goes out of play. We've got the mid-quarter break. Midway through this second with 6:58 to play here. In the second, It's Iowa 3, Harrisburg 1. You're watching the MASL2 Championship.
We're in the second quarter of this magnificent game with 6 minutes and 58 seconds till the end of the match. Till the end of the second quarter, sorry. Demon Hawks 3. Harrisburg Heat 1. We're going to take an opportunity to thank all of the sponsors that made this event happen. Like Pregame, Fine Art and Wedding Photographer, Jackie.
John Wilsbach with Alejandro Rios in Omaha, Nebraska, 3-1. Iowa leading Harrisburg midway through the second quarter, coming up at halftime. Chris Economides, the commissioner of the MASL2, will be joining us. Saw during the timeout there, Jeremy Ortiz, the assistant coach for the Heat, trying to show some strategy, show some things that he's noticing from the bench. You've got Chiago, does such a great job with Iowa. He sees so well the vision of the field for his team, and another reason why both these teams are unbeaten this season.
You know, Diego Coutinho is an excellent coach and has been getting a lot of help also from another coach that's here, assistant coach has been helping him a lot, bringing a little bit different team to the stage, to this championship match, which is making it hard for the Harrisburg team.
This is a place that Iowa has been familiar with. Playing Chihuahua, playing Rochester in past years here in the M2 Championship. Ball comes all the way back in midfield. Troche with a head ball, but going down to the carpet is Pereira. Jonderson able to draw the foul. It'll be a restart coming up here for the Demon Hawks. Restart play to the far side. Lopez gives it back. Near side, Corona. All the way back to Haas. Corona did not play in last night's game. An addition for today's game. Hugo, long throw down. Here comes Angel Chavez, just shooting it wide. May have gotten away with a handball there to settle it too. Ball comes out of midfield. Jose Lopez on him with a spin move. He'll work towards the middle, but the Heat try to double team. Jeremy Raley staying on him. Lets it bounce off the boards, and Hugo will pick it up for the Heat. Hugo with it near side. Chiago back to Hugo. He'll clear it out. Harris tapping it to Panton. He's got Troche on that far right side, able to move in. He got tripped up, but play continues on. He'd keep it alive. Panton at the top, shot it wide. Ball comes around to the near side, and Chiago is on it. Back for Harris. Ball goes into the corner. Dantas. Can't clear it out. Goal! Vinny Dantas. Demon Hawks having a hard time clearing it out. It pops back over to Vinny Dantas, and he finishes. It's a 3-2 game.
Oh, yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a matchup. This is what it's all about in a championship match. I mean, we saw it coming. We saw it coming. I saw the Demon Hawks coming out of that timeout a little bit too aggressive. And Harrisburg just staying cool, calm, collective with the possession, looking for the opportunity. They found it. They capitalized.
Yeah, Vinny Dantas, who last night had 2 goals and was a question mark for this one. It's his 3rd of the playoffs as Hugo comes out for the ball. Able to break that up. 3-2, the Heat down by 1. We saw a lot of scoring last night in streaks by teams. We're seeing it again here. The Heat started out last night with a 4-0 run and then gave up the next 3 goals. Here comes Thiago down to the corner. Haas comes over and knocks it to the side. Now Bruno checking along the boards, battling Thiago with it. And the Demon Hawks able to get the possession back and able to clear it back out to Diaz. 4:36 to go in the second. 3-2, Iowa. Out of midfield, Castaneda. Ribeiro, near side, Castaneda. Gets across midfield, comes back again. Demon Hawks trying to get some clearance to get that ball up, but the Heat are really pushing up far. They're challenging. To the left side, Pereira dumps it down into the right side, and RJ Fuentes back on it again. Trying to get it out, gets yanked down. It's a foul against Miguel Diaz. 3-2, Iowa with the lead. Here's Hugo. He'll send it up the field. That's a 3-line violation. He thought that Chavez would get there to the line quick enough to get a piece of it, but did not. So a restart Iowa, center point of the line.
Looks like it's going to go for a direct hit. If I'm not mistaken, Jaime Romero might go for it.
Yeah, Romero lines it up. He does have Pereira to his right. He'll play it to him. Shot blocked by Jeremy Raley. Sent back out. Pereira knocks off Raley. Goes right to Hugo. He'll roll it out. Frank Olar. Olar moves it to the middle. Taps it to the right side. Play to the left. Goal! Angel Chavez. And we've got a new game. It's tied at 3.
We're back to the beginning. We're tied once again, ladies and gentlemen. What a match, what a match. This is the way you want to end the first half of any championship matchup.
Chavez, just his second goal of the season. First one of the playoffs. And a beautiful pass from that right side. And we've got a 3-3 game. Iowa got the first 3. The Heat have scored the last 3. What a MASL2 championship this is turning out to be. Down the left side, Demon Hawks moving in. Ball knocks off the boards. Hugo knocks it to the side. Harris trying to clear it out. Kept alive out front. Little fake work and another block by Osuji. Another one blocked by Harris.
Defenders.
Yeah, you know, you're throwing that body in front, and especially that second one. Harris not afraid to get down to the turf. He's been one of the leaders the last couple seasons in blocks for the Harrisburg Heat. Restart sent to the middle, got redirected into the corner. Dantas on it trying to get it out, gets knocked down, sent back around again. Harris trying to clear it out. Dantas sent right back in by Santos. Knocked away by Thiago. Demon Hawks have it again. Two guys run into their own player. Here comes Thiago right side. Save by Haas. Into the corner, Panton trying to run it down for the Heat. But Iowa comes back up with it. Panton down, appears to be injured. Santos playing it up the far side. He'll get it back. Santos making a run. Dantas still out there. Looks like he needs a break. 2:40 to go in the second. We're tied at 3. Sean Panton on the bench right now. Appears to be okay. Just took a nasty fall down in that corner. Iowa with the ball. Gutierrez down along the near side. Lopez gets held. It's a foul against the Heat. 2:22 to go in the second.
Looks like it's Iowa ball. Yep, against the Heat.
Gutierrez shot it up and out of play. It'll be a goal kick for the Heat coming up at halftime. Chris Economides, commissioner of the M2, joining us.
You know, John, I've been doing this for 3 years now, and it still shocks me how sometimes the referees don't call the shoveling and pushing.
I have noticed this year with the Heat moving from the M1 down to the M2, there's a lot of less calls. They keep the flow going and let it be physical. Iowa with the ball at midfield. Ball played in near the top, trying to get the Gallegos knocked back out by Rayleigh. Comes all the way out to Ribeiro onto the far side. They'll work it. Nascimento. Center circle, Ribeiro. Near side, Martinez. Right to the middle, Ribeiro. Ball played down to the corner. Felipe trying to guard Lopez there. They both go down. Ball stays alive. Comes back out, Nascimento. Sends it all the way back to Haas. Official separates the little tangle up down the corner. Everyone's keeping level heads. Steal by Bruno at the midfield. Gets bumped but keeps possession. Dribbles out of traffic, plays it near side. Rayleigh sending it down for Fuentes, but he's off the mark. Comes back out of midfield. And Iowa's got a little run. Here they go down the middle with Gallegos to the right side. Martinez pulls the trigger. That's blocked by Troche. Ball comes back out of midfield. Tied at 3 with under a minute to play. By the way, that was Olar who made that last block. Far post, just tapped wide. Great look by the Demon Hawks, sent around. Hugo grabs on.
Lincoln Borges misses that opportunity for goal number 4.
Brought out by Hugo. He's going to send it all the way down into the corner. High bounce. Last touch by Iowa. It'll be Harrisburg ball with 34 seconds to play in the half. Oscar Barrientos down there trying to get that possession, but it was touched by the Demon Hawks, and the Heat want to talk about this. Set up a good possible restart from that corner. John Wilsbach with Alejandro Rios. We are high atop the arena here at Baxter Arena in Omaha, Nebraska for the M2 Championship. Did you see the big giant trophy down there in the end zone?
Oh yeah, I've seen some shots of it. I really like the camera work here today. And the Heat, talk about a timeout. They want to go out with the lead. It looks like this is going to be a set play.
You know, this season, in the regular season, they always wanted to take advantage of any time they had on the clock, even at the end of the quarter, end of the half, even if they were up. They wanted to get what they could with the time they had. And here with a golden opportunity in the left corner, we'll see how they play out this particular play. We welcome you folks on YouTube and our friends handling the broadcast. Go live, and right here at Baxter Arena handling the video. We'll be down on the carpet after the game. And again, I apologize for any time those ads pop up during the broadcast. Drives me just as nuts as it drives you folks out there. Just got to hit that skip on the ad within those first few seconds, and hopefully you didn't miss anything. But I was a little upset because we missed some stuff last night for some of our viewers, and that should not be happening. But you can also listen online at WMSSFM.com, and you can also hear us in the Harrisburg Hershey Middletown area at 91.1 FM. Restart coming up for the Heat. This one's going to be Thiago restarting. He's going to put Victor Pereiras on the left wing. He's got Oscar Barrientos out front with Vinny Dantas. And on the far side, he's got Felipe. So a very offensive-oriented restart coming up here. Thiago off the boards, goes around to the opposite side. Felipe sends it around in front, gets it again, taps it, but it goes across the crease. No one there to finish. Here's Thiago again. Comes back out along the left side, battling along the boards. Iowa having a hard time getting it out. Pereiras keeps it alive, and now it goes around the boards to Haas. Long distribution down that far side. Vinny Dantas gets back on it in the neutral zone. 7 seconds to go. Harris clears it up the middle of the field, and it's dumped out of play. From midfield, it'll be a goal kick for the Harrisburg Heat with 3 seconds to go. And looks like we're going to go into halftime here with a whole new game in the second half.
Whew. Yes, it is indeed. Beautiful play out there by the Harrisburg. Unfortunately, couldn't complete it. But what a scramble there.
Sure was. Heat will put it down, and Osuji will just walk it. And we invite you to stick around for our halftime show with Commissioner Chris Economides. Run down all the scoring for you at the end of our halftime break. We're going to step out here for a few minutes, and we will be back. We are at halftime. It's Harrisburg 3, Iowa 3. This is the MASL2 championship. Welcome back. We're in Omaha, Nebraska, Baxter Arena. John Wilsbach with you here at halftime. The Harrisburg Heat and the Iowa Demon Hawks tied at 3. Always a pleasure to have a halftime guest of the commissioner, and that is Chris Economides, commissioner of the M2, joining me here at halftime. And Chris, so far you couldn't ask for a better final. These guys are going at it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this is the game everybody wanted, you know, the battle of the unbeatens. As it worked out, they're both here, and we're right back where we started from. We're tied at halftime, and should be a great second half and a great conclusion to this fine M2 season.
All right, let's address first the elephant in the room, the controversy from Friday, Mexico City. wins its game against Omaha, but controversy surrounding the fact that their coach was not listed as a player on the roster, but ended up playing in the game. They received a disqualification, a forfeit, and a lot of anger over this decision. Can you tell us what went through that whole process?
I've been doing this 35 years, John, and it was probably the most painful three and a half hours of back and forth. But I mean, the bottom line is this: we have rules in place, and not that it's any consolation to Mexico City. Look, they're great people.
Mm-hmm.
Their owner Ismael and the coach Giannoni and his daughter Gianna have been a pleasure to work with all year long. But the bottom line is we've got it right there in black and white. And our director of officials, Graham Florence, is going to be sending out, formal response to all this stuff once we get back into the swing of things, tomorrow or Tuesday. But the bottom line is that, the coach did not. He registers himself on the game day roster as a coach, but not as a player. He played 20 seconds, but I mean, what good are rules if you don't enforce them?
Yeah.
First of all, I want to thank our hosts here, Manny and Natalie Viel. They've done a tremendous job.
Sure have.
I think that this arena is probably one of the finest in all of M1, M2, whatever, in all, entire country. So it's been a great, but they're getting some flack that is, that's not warranted.
Right.
I mean, the rule's right there.
Yes.
We'll post it on the website. Here it is in black and white. If you use an ineligible player, it's a forfeit. So, I mean, essentially that's what happened. Again, it was gut-wrenching. It's not something, that I wanted to do, but it happened.
If you don't make that call, then the next time something happens, then who knows?
Again,
yeah.
35 years of doing this, it was the hardest 2.5, 3 hours. I mean, to look at those people in the eye and tell them, that's what it's going to do, it hurt.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. And, I mean, clearly I thought, my opinion, they're one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the league. They proved that all year long.
That's right.
Giannoni Martinez was named Coach of the Year. Their goalkeeper, Diego Reynosa, was named Goalkeeper of the Year. They had somebody else that was on the I believe it was the MASL2 first team All-Star. So, they did a great job. And, I think all the Mexican teams this year, in my opinion, they've added an element that, that's been missing in them too. They brought a lot of notoriety. Their presence down there was tremendous. Their viewership, some of the numbers on the Mexico City Sonora game was over 1,000 people watching the game. So, I couldn't be happier with what they brought to the league. But again,
you had to set the precedent. The precedent was these are the rules, and we're going to follow them here.
Well, it's not even, there's the rule. You can't skirt the issues. You can't turn a blind eye and say, well, and again, I mean, I'll say it again. It wasn't done intentionally. There was no malice involved. They weren't trying to cheat. Not that they, so there's none of that. But, I hate to use the term. I mean, ignorance is not an excuse. I'm not calling them ignorant.
Right.
But, clearly the rule was violated. So
we're talking to Chris Economides, the commissioner of the M2. And we talked about this Baxter Arena, beautiful facility. The toughest thing is to determine where you're going to play finals, not knowing who's going to be in those finals, and then dealing with the fact that you may have a loss of crowd because of that. How tough is that? When do you make that decision?
Well, look at, I mean, we're not, there's a reason that the teams are in M2 here. I mean, I think the level of play has been great all year long. I think you're seeing, in my opinion, 2 M1 caliber teams battling right now. But the truth of the matter is, I mean, we have to make a decision. And the owners, we voted on this, back, January, that, first of all, there's not a lot of arenas that have dates available.
Right.
I saw a couple of comments, the game should have been played in Hershey. I was in Hershey 2 weeks ago. I like nowhere better else to be than in Hershey, and I think that he would have a nice crowd there.
But it was hard enough for us to get 6 dates.
Well, I mean, there aren't dates available.
Right.
So Manny and Natalie were kind enough to reserve their arena here. And, you know, by all accounts, as we said earlier on, this is a beautiful arena. The dates were available. And ironically, they were one of the top 6 teams, so they would have qualified. But the host team gets an automatic bid. Now, is it perfect? No. But, you know, there's an old saying, to thine own self be true. We are what we are. You know, M2's come a long way, you know, in the last 5 or 6 years, made tremendous strides. We still got a long way to go. But that's the reason that it's being held here. You know, and there, I mean, last year we had a bidding, you know, I mean, Iowa and then Utica, Kreshnik with their fine owner and their group up there in Utica. And then the teams voted they wanted to go to Iowa. I can tell you, I've already spoken to Anel, who's the owner in Utica, and we're going to Utica next year. I said, reserve the date now. Yeah, obviously they got a beautiful facility up there.
Yes.
Anel's, you know, a great young executive, and they do a great job up there. But again, I'm getting ahead of myself here. But
Well, I guess part of the question from that on a side note is, the other argument is, do you keep going ahead of time with a pre-picked location, or at some point do you say, we're going to play just like the M1, a home for the 2 teams in the finals? Is that ever a possibility, or do you prefer it this way?
look, I'm here to serve. You know, I'm here to serve the owners and whatever they want to do. But again, you know, it's about arena availability. Now, obviously, you know, the M1 teams worked out their dates. If that's the course that the owners want to go, I'm all for it. You know, I'd love to see, you know, a 1-2 scenario where you're playing, you know, series against teams. But again, I mean, right now, this is where we're at. But can I say, you know, concretely that it won't change? No. If the teams want to change, but know it going in that your building's going to have to be available.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of fans realize that as a commissioner, you are more so at the disposal of the owner. The owners make those decisions. You're the guy who's organizing, carrying it out, trying to lead them in the proper directions. Those decisions all don't fall on you. It's the owners who make that final call many times.
Absolutely. And you know what? I mean, we've got, again, this is we had 17 teams this year, John.
Yeah.
And I dare say that, you know, I mean, there's still a couple of trouble spots, but, you know, I'm here to serve the owners. And a league is only as strong as its ownership group. I mean, I can talk until the cows come home, but ultimately, you know, it's their money. You know, it's their reputations on the line. But yeah, I think we've got a really good core of owners now. You know, solid memberships, good people. So again, we've come a long way, but we still have a long way to go.
I know you'd love to keep Harrisburg in the M2 next year. Still a big question mark where they're going next season, but how important are they to maintaining a solid M2 with your franchises?
Well, I don't want to tell you what I told Carl, because I don't want to burn any feathers here. But no, look it. I mean, Carl and Kevin Healy up there, they do a great job. Mm-hmm. And I was telling both of them that Hershey Park Arena is where they should have been all along. You know, through no fault of their own, they're finally there. Look it. Obviously, love to have them back. You know, quality team on the field, but more importantly, a quality organization off the field. So it's totally up to them.
Yeah.
I'll support whatever they want to do, but they'll always have a home at M2.
All right. Well, before I let you go, a lot of folks may not have realized over the years, you know, hearing that name, Chris Economides, you're with the Rochester Rhinos. You're in Kansas City back in the day with the Attack. You're no stranger to indoor soccer. And obviously your experience with indoor and outdoor soccer and ownership and franchises in the soccer business, so important to the MASL. And we certainly appreciate all the time and expertise you've given to this sport.
Well, I want to thank you, John. You've added a level of credibility and professionalism to our broadcast here. I can't thank you enough. I've had a lot of comments, especially from my good friend Soccer Sam, who's with his lovely bride right now. They're going to pick up their kids in Orlando. But yeah, I mean, Look, I always use the same corny analogy. I tell people that I've gone to the greatest school of all time. And they're naive enough to say, what's that, Chris? Harvard? Yale? No, I said, it's a school of hard knocks.
Right.
So I try and give back to the teams with, you know, the experiences that I've had. I try and guide them in the right direction. But yeah, I appreciate the kind words. And thank you so much for doing what you do also, because when you say Harrisburg Heat, your name is synonymous with that.
Well, thank you. Chris Economides, the commissioner of the M2, joining us at halftime. Chris, look forward to seeing you down on the field after the game.
All right, well, everybody watch that trophy ceremony. That's the highlight of my year.
All right, we'll have you on then. All right, we are at halftime. Let's run down the scoring for you in this one, because it was all Iowa early on. 10:34, Jose Lopez. Then 11:21, Gallegos made it 2-0. And then Jose Lopez again at 6:12 of the second. And then the Heat started turning it on. 6:31, it was Panton. 9:39, it was Dantas. And then 11:23, Angel Chavez scoring. And that's where we get our 3-3 score here in the halftime stanza. The shots in the first half, 9 for Harrisburg, 7 for Iowa. And pretty much a whole new second half coming up. John Wilsbach alongside Alejandro Rios joining you, and we're glad to have you here in Omaha, Nebraska, as we bring you the second half now of the M2 Championship. Harrisburg 3, Iowa 3. What do you think Thiago for Iowa was telling his players there at halftime?
You know what? Thiago is a man of many words, and yet very mysterious.
Well, that doesn't tell me anything. Well,
I know we had Adrian Gutierrez Avila from Mexico City. He's one of the coaches that helps the team psychologically. And I honestly didn't get a chance to go in there, but every time he talks to these guys, he gets them pumped up and going.
All right. Play is on. The Heat are going from our left to right, and the Demon Hawks right to left as we get a foul out of midfield against Lincoln. 3-3 our score, just underway in the third quarter.
Great talk with Chris Economides, a man that doesn't like to talk, but when you get him going, man.
Oh, yeah. We had him on the broadcast in Harrisburg at Hershey Park Arena a few weeks back, and you know, very insightful to all the issues. And you know, the fans out there only know half of what's going on. There's so much stuff behind the scenes, unfortunately, you know, he has to deal with. And certainly Friday night was one of the toughest ever. Here's Osuji for the Harrisburg Heat at midfield, double teamed, has it poked away. Now the Demon Hawks come up with it with Diaz, trying to move into the right side. Osuji with a little bit of a grab, and now we're going to get a blue card. Penalty coming up against the Harrisburg Heat.
Bruno Enrique not happy with that call. I wish we had a replay. I don't know what happened, but Iowa sold the foul.
Yeah, he was getting past. He did get past Osuji, and I think that's what they're saying, that, you know, Osuji just reached forward, kind of gave a little bit of a grab. Was it played out and a little overacting at falling down? Maybe, maybe not. But it's a penalty. 2 minutes holding on Danny Osuji at 1 minute and 3 seconds of the third.
We have the power play for Iowa.
Heat defensively out there with Harris, Felipe, Rayleigh, and Bruno. Iowa moves in. Played to the right corner. Sent right back out to Diaz at the point. Onto the right side, Martinez. At the center, Pereira. And to the left is Lopez. They're working around. Heat trying to keep that pressure on out the line. All played down to the left wing and away from the play. Felipe, I believe, was run into. and goes down, and a foul whistled against Iowa. I didn't see who struck him.
We're keeping the eyes on the balls, and these guys are
Yeah.
have their side action going on.
Yeah, a lot of physicality out there. 1:19 remaining on the power play for Iowa. Hugo's going to send it up the field. Benny Dantas trying to settle it. Comes back along the near side. I think the Heat only had one shorthanded goal this season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Heat's really good at killing this power play. 75% its success rate.
Yeah.
Iowa only 50%.
Gustavo, who's not even with the team here, he was the only one who had the shorthanded goal this season. Here come the Demon Hawks again. Left side shot. Score!
Anderson Pereira, John.
Yes.
What a golazo.
Jenderson Pereira with the goal, and a power play goal makes it 4-3 Iowa. He had 25 goals in the regular season, and he had 2 yesterday.
We're up to 28.
4-3, Pereira with a power play goal at 2 minutes and 8 seconds of the third. And teams are back at equal strength, so the penalty against Osuji hurts. Demon Hawks in front. All sent down the near side. Fuentes. Back in midfield. Sent down for Bruno at the right point. For the Harrisburg Heat, Bruno fakes it, moves it back to the right, but knocked it too far forward. Iowa was able to clear it back out. Another little grab by Thiago at midfield.
No, I don't believe it. Not from Thiago Freitas.
He grabbed Gallegos, who didn't like it, but had no call on that one. Still loose in midfield and dumped back down to Hugo. The Brazilian player coach. Hugo fires it up the field, but sent back the other way again by the Demon Hawks. They'll send it back to Haas. On to the near side. Romero sends it up the middle. Harris goes back for it, trying to keep it away as Hugo battles out towards Castaneda. Shot, goal! Quick response for Guilherme Lopez, and it's back to a 2-goal lead for Iowa, 5-3.
Guilherme Lopez. Wow, what a play. The Demon Hawks at this counterattack. Keeping the ball off the wall. I can't remember who the assist was. I don't recall. It was really so quick, but Guilherme Lopez finds the opening, gets the ball, capitalizes, and again, a 2-goal lead.
5-3. Jeremy had 13 goals in the regular season. And a lot of cherry picking there too, as Iowa was just kind of sitting up there in the Heat zone, waiting to get that quick fast track pass, and they did. The Heat just holding it too much in the back half of the field, giving it away. So it's back to a 5-3 lead for Iowa. Sent down that right side. Here's Pereira. He gets bumped down, foul whistled on Harrisburg on Frank Olar.
And Pereira wastes no time in selling that foul. It is championship matchups, anything goes.
Restart coming up on the right point for the Demon Hawks. Ball played to the left, shanked wide down that left side. The Heat able to get it out off the hit by Borges. And lost again in midfield. It'll be Harrisburg kick in with 11:10 to go in the third, a 5-3 Iowa lead. They led 3-0, and the Heat tied it up with the next 3 goals. Iowa back out to 2 quickies here in this third. Just, about a minute 8 apart from each other. Hugo putting it down. He'll get it back. Now he'll fire it up the middle of the field. Trying to get to Fuentes. Check that. To Oscar, who gets knocked down from behind. Wiped out there by Ribeiro.
Looks like there was a double foul going for that ball.
Well, they called it on both. No. They're saying it was strictly on Keiki.
Strictly on Kaique. So I don't know if he went out with the injury or not, but
He was a little banged up when he took that fall. Ball sent up the middle. Here's Oscar Barrientos again. Center point. Plays it back in midfield. Thiago with it. Iowa doing all they can. Almost picked his pocket. Ball dumped down into the right corner. Headed back out of midfield. On it is Castaneda. Sends it up to the right side for Diaz. In the neutral zone, he'll play it back to his own line and all the way back to Romero. He'll dump it down to the right side. One timing just high. Castaneda, what a great setup there. He was quickly buzzing down that right side and a perfect pass placement, but couldn't finish. To the near side, it's dumped for the Harrisburg Heat down into the corner. Vinny Diaz will get there first. Diaz, Gutierrez on his back, turns, shoots, it's blocked out of play. Kick in coming up for the Harrisburg Heat at the left point. 5-3, Iowa with the lead here in the M2 championship. Restart for Thiago. Left point. He's over there with Vinny Dantas. They've got Harris and Felipe to the opposite side. Chavez working around the box. Thiago out for Harris. Near side Felipe. Back to Hugo outside his zone. Hugo brings it all the way up in midfield dangerously. Thiago taps it to Felipe. He can't maintain the possession. Iowa comes up with it. Then Thiago, then Felipe knocks it over. Here's Donis near the top, but nicely intercepting it is Gutierrez, who knocks it out of play. But a great interception job by him because Vinny was going to be open. 9:30 to go in the third. 5-3 Iowa.
an intense matchup right now. We have Heat going for the goal.
Here's Thiago.
Oof.
It got deflected, went wide, comes back out. Out of play again, this time off the Heat. It'll be a kick in for Iowa at their own end.
These players are so skilled. I've seen they've used defenders to score their goals, just like the wall.
Here's a steal. Osuji moves in left side, plays it to the right. Dantas shot saved by Haas. Iowa able to clear it out. Opportunity missed there for the Heat. On the near side, Dantas trying to get to it. Back on it is Romero. Ball knocks out of midfield. On it there is Miguel Diaz onto the right side. Hugo comes out, takes it away. Sends it up for Osuji. He's in traffic, gets tripped up from behind, and there's a blue card coming up. Osuji, who had the earlier blue card penalty, this time double teamed, wiped out. He's okay though. We'll get a power play coming up for the Heat.
As soon as you saw the blue card issue, yeah, I'm fine now.
That's right.
Telling you, these guys are awesome.
He gave up one earlier, so I guess he
Got it back.
got it back, but you know, you don't get it back unless you score, because Iowa was able to capitalize on that power play earlier.
It's a tough call for the refs, but it looks like they did the right one.
So the Heat with a man advantage. Dantas down the far boards. Oscar will send it all the way back in midfield to Thiago. Right side is Bruno. They've got Pereiras and Oscar. Bruno, right side shot, knocked down by Haas. Took him a second to find it, but he did. Haas will make the long throw up the field. Settled by Gutierrez. Played back to Hugo. 1:27 to go here on the power play for the Heat. Down by 2. Vinny Dantas will work it up that left side. Center point, Thiago. Thiago to the left to Dantas. Back for Thiago. They'll move it back over to the left. Dantas now at the center point to the right side, Thiago. Trying to get Bruno pushed up a little closer. Thiago trying to thread the needle on the pass to Pereiras. Had it intercepted, and the Heat will have to go back and start again with 55 seconds on the man advantage. Dantas over to Thiago. He'll play it over to the left side, but it's cleared back out. Hugo in a foot race has to come up with it and tap it to Vinny Dantas. Otherwise, he had pressure from Romero. Here comes Dantas down the right side, playing it to the left, and it's a goal! Pereiras.
And capitalizing, they did it just with 38 seconds remaining in that power play. Got their objective done. One more goal on their scoreboard. Harrisburg.
7:30, time of the goal. Pereiras with the goal for the Harrisburg Heat. And it's now a 5-4 game. As daggone ads keep popping up on our broadcast as Pereiras scores for the Harrisburg Heat.
Hey, John, what is the prediction out there for people? I kept hearing all kinds of numbers last night. I kept hearing 7-5. I kept hearing 8-3, 8-6.
For this game, I think we're looking at the double overtime again for Iowa. Didn't they experience that with Chihuahua?
It might go to overtime, yes, sir. Sudden death, just for those out there.
Oh, it is a sudden death. Yeah, they call it the golden goal or sudden death.
Oh, it's a sudden death.
Whoever scores first, the game is over.
Sudden death, a little too graphic, right? You're right.
I guess.
Let's go for a golden goal. Or when you were playing after school, last goal wins.
That's true. That's because the street lights were coming on and Mom had dinner ready. You wanted to get home. John Wilsbach alongside Alejandro Rios. We are in Omaha, Nebraska for the MASL2 final. Iowa leading Harrisburg 5-4. Victor Pereiras just scoring for the Harrisburg Heat. And it's a 5-4 Iowa lead. Teams back at equal strength. Both teams scoring on a power play in this game. Ray Troche on it for the Heat. Back for Hugo. Fires it up the middle, but gave it away briefly. Frank Olar comes over and helps out. Sent back the other way. Iowa getting pressure from the backside. Panton trying to get on now. Felipe. Hugo at midfield. Firing it up. Headed back out. Troche on it again. Hugo sends it up the middle again. That was not a three-line violation. I thought for sure that landed. That's a bad call. Even Jeremy Ortiz, the assistant coach of the Heat's arguing.
Yeah, what was that for? I'm not even sure.
They're calling a three-line violation as Hugo kicked that out of the back over all three lines, but that ball landed, I thought, squarely on the white line. Restart for Iowa. All blocked. Follow-up goes to the top. Cleared back out again, but Iowa right there on it with Pereira. To the near side, Romero. Left side, posting up Lopez. Sends it around in front of goal. Lopez sent that one around and right down the slot. It gets finished for an Iowa goal. What a great setup there for Jose Lopez.
That was a double Lopez action right there. Guilherme Lopez and Jose Lopez tag team it and get a 2-goal lead against Harrisburg. Beautiful play with the guys.
Yeah, time of the goal, 8:44, but that's the hat trick there for Jose Lopez. What a game he's having. It's 6-4, Iowa leading the Harrisburg Heat now. And it goes back to that, what was considered a three-line violation. Here comes Felipe down the near side, but knocked back out of midfield. Another run by the Demon Hawks down the left. Castaneda, left side save by Hugo. Cleared back out in the neutral. Romero, near side. Ball knocking around the Heater there, but Iowa still keeping that possession. At midfield, Miguel Diaz. On to the opposite side, Ribeiro. Jose Lopez looking for a little give and go action, but it's lost off the foot and out of play. Off the Heat by Felipe. 5:37 to go here in the third.
Iowa's got to take advantage of that. They better take advantage of that because this is something that you don't want to give up.
Well, we keep seeing them take that lead, then the Heat battle back to either tie it or get close. Right now they've got that 2-goal lead and a restart at the top. Romero plays it to the left. Lopez blocked by the Heat. And Felipe throwing some body out there. Sent back in. Jeremy Raley clears it back out. Harris can't get the head ball on it. Sent up the middle again, and they'll let it go to the keeper, Hugo, of the Harrisburg Heat. Heat on it. Danny Osuji on his back line. They'll play it over to Hugo. Up the middle, Thiago. Sends it down into the corner. Oscar trying to win the ball. Sends it back out for Osuji. Double team knockdown, only a foul. Restart coming up for the Heat, top right side of the arc. We're going to get an encroachment delay warning here against Iowa. The Heat wanted to restart, and they stayed right up on the ball and didn't allow the restart. Next time it will be a blue card. Restart here for the Heat. Thiago approaching. Plays it left side. Shot.
Koike.
Yeah. Ribeiro with a block.
Woo, that guy's amazing.
Another kick in coming up here for the Heat. Jeremy
Ribeiro.
Ortiz.
Well, who was the number one blocker this year? Do you remember, by any chance?
You know what? I think
I know last year it was Rafa Nascimento from the Demon Hawks. He was top blocker.
It was Ribeiro.
It was Ribeiro.
Yeah, they gave him 28 this season. A stat that wasn't kept very well in the league. Was not kept very well for the Heat, either on away games. So who knows? He tried to center it with Thiago. Knocked out a play. Last touch by the Heat. It'll be a kick in for Iowa. Now what's the yelling about? Iowa trying to complain about something. Even Rafael Nascimento with a lot of blocks.
Yes, Rafa Nascimento is an amazing blocker. He had quite a season last year.
On the near side, Olar trying to get to it. Iowa, near side, Olar heading it forward, knocked back the other way. It'll go to Hugo. Here's Harris. Back for Hugo. 6-4. Iowa leading the Heat. 4:20 to play in the third quarter. Midfield, Castaneda. They'll slow it up and spin it around. Ball chipped down to the left side. Guilherme Lopez. Left wing boards. They'll play it all the way back in midfield. Heat putting some pressure on with Panton. Going to call Rashawn for the foul. Another free kick here for Iowa. 6-4 Demon Hawks.
The Heat is definitely getting turned up in here, buddy. Woo, it's getting hot in here.
Oh, I can't wait for the fourth because you know it's all hands on deck for that. Out of midfield, Demon Hawks with it. They lead by 2. All played up the middle, Gutierrez. Sending it back behind him to Diaz. Demon Hawks holding possession right now. Still loose in midfield. Panton trying to get to it. They're going to call the foul on Panton. He was right there on Lincoln. And even Hugo getting some comments out to Brian Bauer and Landis Wiley, the officials, saying, come on, you can't let guys fall down, blow that whistle.
Someone needs to turn down the AC in this arena. It's getting hot.
Restart, shot up and out of play.
Goodness.
Too high for Gutierrez.
Shot. Christian Gutierrez didn't have the direction, but man, that shot was powerful.
3:08 to go in the third. Hugo. Back to the opposite side. Jeremy Raley trying to settle it. Gets it up now for Fuentes. He gave it away. Bad pass intercepted by Guillermo Lopez, stolen back by the Heat. Long pass down for Vinny Dantas, but Haas gets there first and clears it back out for the Demon Hawks. Ball sent all the way back to the Heat zone, and Hugo will bring it out.
I missed another action from Thiago and Eddie. What's going on there?
Well, it's a steal, and Hugo out of position. This ball will go wide. Ooh. Hugo comes back up with it, brings it back out for Harrisburg. Long pass down, Vinny Dantas. Left wing, which way is he going to spin? He's got Fuentes posting up, but Dantas holding. Spins left, shot, goal!
Oh, my goodness.
Vinny Dantas hits just inside that right post and finishes.
Unbelievable. That was pure geometry right there, John. Woo. Beautiful way to take that ball. Beautiful way to take that shot.
Vinny Dantas' second of the game, fourth of the playoffs. And it's 6-5, the Heat down by 1. 2:12 to play here in the third. Loose ball, Bruno has it. He'll work down the middle, left side, Thiago, shot, save, house, Thiago again in front, goal! Rashawn Panton finishes it off, and we've got another new game. It's tied at 6 as Rashawn Panton gets his second goal of the game for the Harrisburg Heat.
I wish we had that replay. I mean, what I saw was Rashawn getting tripped up a little bit. Didn't even notice he scored. He got up and saw the ball back in the back of the net.
You know, it was a great job by Thiago's first shot was stuffed, came back to him. He sent it right across the crease. Panton on the opposite post, just able to redirect it with the foot. That's how we get our goal. It's tied at 6. Iowa sending it out at midfield. Gallegos on the far side, playing it back behind him. Gutierrez onto the near side. Castaneda. Back in midfield again. Gutierrez dumping it down into the corner. Gallegos working against Felipe. Heat pushing the pressure up. So Iowa plays it back to Haas. He'll send it down the far boards. Felipe battling. Gallegos, the ball will trickle over to Hugo. And he will pick it up. Hugo will toss it down the near side, trying to get it to Chavez, but he can't win the ball. They steal back by Romero. Over to the far side, Gutierrez shoots it wide left. Under a minute to go here in the third. Osuji sends it down along the near boards. Back to the Iowa zone. They retreat and clear it back out. Thiago will head it to Panton. Rashawn Panton makes a move, steps in center point, gets bumped but loses. He'll regain it back out of midfield. He'll send it over to Harris. Behind the midfield stripe, up to Thiago. Thiago, front half of the field, works towards the line, pulls the trigger, deep hand saved by Haas. It'll be a corner kick coming up for the Heat.
30 seconds remaining. Are they going to call a timeout?
I'm wondering if they'll use one here to set it up. I think they're just going to go right at it. So right now it seems like Iowa's playing on their heels. The Heat are trying to take advantage of that. Thiago. He'll play it out front. Dantas, shot blocked, headed down into the corner. Recovered there by Lincoln. Cleared back out. Panton in a foot race will come up with it, send it all the way back to Hugo. Back over to Rashawn Panton. 15 seconds to go in the third. Near side, Felipe across midfield for the Heat. Sends it down for Vinny Dantas. Sends it around the crease, got by Haas, but goes to the opposite side. Recovered there by Lopez. And we have played 3 here in Omaha, Nebraska. We're headed to the fourth quarter. Tied 6-6, Harrisburg and Iowa. This is the MASL2 championship. Baxter Arena, Omaha, Nebraska. What a great final. This is turning out to be the Harrisburg Heat and Iowa Demon Hawks tied at 6 as we head to the fourth quarter. Shots in this game, 14 for Harrisburg, 11 for Iowa. And we head to the fourth where both these teams have flourished in the fourth quarter in the regular season. Which one's going to do it here tonight and win this championship? Jeremy Raley playing it back for Hugo. The Heat are going from our right to left. Out of play, the ball gets knocked by Iowa's Lopez. Kick in for the Heat.
Well, both teams, John, coming into the fourth quarter, they got to be careful. Iowa cannot panic. They need to breathe, catch their breath, and play the game they have been doing all season long.
And Harrisburg's got to make sure they get that ball out of their own zone safely. They've struggled in certain situations, and we've got to watch for that quick, fast break and not allowing Iowa to get behind them offensively. Here's the Heat trying to clear it back out at midfield and settle it. Frank Olar, realizing he's got to go the other way, now turns, runs it down the near side, still getting grabbed, still maintaining possession, gets it over to Raley. Jeremy Raley. Thiago dumping it down for Fuentes. Haas comes over, Fuentes keeping it alive. Still deep in the corner, it's cleared back out of midfield, and we're going to get the foul after the play on RJ Fuentes of the Heat.
John, Harrisburg right now has the momentum. They got Iowa on their heels. They need to attack quick and get ahead before Iowa has to come back.
We have not seen the Heat lead in this game. Each time the lead has been taken, it's been by Iowa. Panton breaks it up. Hugo will scoop it up. It'll be interesting to see if the Heat would take the lead in this game, how Iowa responds. Because the Heat have been the ones facing the adversity most of the game. Ball pops loose in midfield. Oscar, now Thiago. Thiago down the near side. Spin move at the line. Sends it over for Panton. Busted up into the corner by Lopez. Headed back out of the zone to midfield. Demon Hawks on it. Heat stealed away. Thiago gets pulled from behind because he was looking to get a good run up that middle. We've got a blue card pulled and another penalty coming up on Iowa.
Pedro Castanedo gets the blue card, and Harrisburg with the opportunity to get that lead you were just talking about, John.
Yeah, Pedro knew that he was going to get burnt, and he would have probably had like a 2-on-1, and he did all he could, made the grab. 2-minute power play coming up here for the Heat. Both teams are 1 for 1 on the power play here in this contest. Thiago over to Vinny Dantas. Plays it down the corner to Oscar. Oscar knocks it off the boards, and Haas able to grab onto the carom. The Heat bring Pereiras out for those offensive ends as they keep changing up. Pereiras comes on again as Felipe went off defensively. Thiago, now Dantas. Thiago for the Heat. Left side, Pereiras sends it high around the glass. Comes back out to Vinny Dantas. Right side, he'll pull the trigger, that's blocked. Thiago on it again, 1:17 to go in a man advantage for the Harrisburg Heat. Here's Thiago stepping in, plays it to the middle, deflects off of Oscar, comes out to Dantas. Dantas dancing it. Center point, Thiago. Thiago working closer. Now Dantas at the right side. Back to the left, Thiago. Shot blocked right in the middle. Cleared back out to the midfield. Dantas trying to run it down, trying to guard it. Keeping it away from Gutierrez. Here comes Dantas down the middle. Plays it to the left. Shot blocked again on Pereiras. Haas will knock it back out. And it'll be cleared all the way back to Hugo with 37 seconds on the Heat. Power play tied at 6 and 11:42 to go here in the fourth. Here comes Thiago again. He'll walk it up to the line, right side. Shot, save, Haas. Loose down the corner by Dantas. Now Bruno has it. Comes back out to Oscar at the right point. Oscar trying to pass it, but gave it away, and it's cleared out of midfield. Hugo all the way on and outside his line. Up to Thiago, 10 seconds on the man advantage. Here comes Thiago to the top, has his pocket picked. Look out, here comes the breakaway. Romero with the left side, Gutierrez, Romero, shot wide.
Oof.
Hit the outside of the right post, and look at Hugo. He is stoked. Power play is over. Teams are at equal strength, and Iowa with a 2-on-none could not finish it.
And you know, Hugo's psychology trick played a big deal there as he was calling the player to take the shot. Everything.
And Hugo throws this one out of play. We're going to get a restart here for Iowa at the top of the arc. Big mistake there. Got to keep those emotions in check.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
6-6.
Wonderful play here.
So restart here. Teams are at equal strength. We're going to get a timeout. So we're going to take a break as well. 11:03 to play in the fourth. Teams back at equal strength. It's Harrisburg and Iowa tied at 6. This is MASL2 Championship Soccer. Back in Omaha, Nebraska, John Wilsbach, Alejandro Diaz, not Diaz, Rios.
It's okay. I like Alejandro Diaz. He's a good guy.
I'm looking down on my roster. I got a Miguel Diaz down here. But here's a restart coming up for Iowa at the top of the arc. They'll play to the left. Shot, kick, save by Hugo. Panton will clear it out, but it's sent back in, and Hugo will grab on. The player coach for the Heat coming up big there. Distributes down to Bruno. Dumps it down into the right corner. Here's Panton. His kick is blocked by Ribeiro. Panton again on it. Now double teamed in the corner. Has it taken away, and Iowa clears it out, but Jeremy Raley has it. Over to Bruno. He'll send it all the way back to Felipe. Near side Raley. Along the near side, Panton. Trying to center it. Knocked back out by Pereira. He'll work against Panton down the near side. Raley on him. Ball sent out to the middle. Nice pocket pick there. Great job by Felipe defensively. He'll clear it back down, and Haas knocks it, kicks it back the other way. High bounce. Raley with a head ball. Felipe knocks it forward. Chavez moves it to the near side. Fuentes with a header, moving it forward. But Iowa comes back up with it again. A little slow at the return, though. Castaneda will play it back behind him, and Lincoln will take over. 9:45 to go here in the fourth. Tied at 6. Big block there by Oscar Barrientos. Haas sends it up the field. Raley heading it back to Hugo. Hugo puts it down on the carpet. He'll play it up the middle to Thiago. Overlapping is Osuji down that right side. Tries to pass and center it, but it's blocked away. Sent back to the other side. And here comes Lopez down that left. Sends it around the boards and headed back out front. And the Heat use Oscar to clear it the other way. 9 minutes to go, tied at 6. Still a lot of game left in this one as we get away from the play. We are going to get a second touch by the keeper. I believe that's what the call is going to be.
Not sure exactly what's getting called here.
Yeah, I believe that's what the call is on a second distribution touch, getting it back to Haas, but don't hold me to it, but we know it's the Heat ball. The Heat will restart, top left side of the box. Thiago moves out of the way. Danta's shot, blocked, loose in front. Knocked high in the air into the corner. Here's Bruno trying to get a piece of it. Now Haas grabs on. Haas puts it down on the carpet. Sends it out on the neutral. Here's Miguel Diaz. Onto the right side. Jose Lopez. Both these teams played last night, so there's no excuses for that. At midfield. Heat come away with it. Bruno gets pulled but breaks free. Moves in. Plays it off the boards. Tried to pass it, but it got blocked away. And then it's kicked high in the air by Iowa all the way out of midfield. Nice little steal there by Martinez. Got a 3-on-2 developing, but he passes behind Gutierrez. And Iowa has to recollect. And I'll tell you, the last time down the floor, Bruno had Thiago wide open on the left, but just unable to get the pass over to him. We're midway through the fourth quarter, tied at 6. Oscar trying to break up a pass there, and then Vinny Dantas just standing his ground, and he drops Romero like a bad habit, but the foul called. Obstruction against the Heat. The foul will result in a restart coming up on the left side. Tied at 6. What's Iowa going to do here? Demon Hawks spreading them out on the front. Over to the right side. Pereira. Shot gets deflected and cleared out. Felipe hurting on that one. Ball played all the way back to Haas. He'll grab on with a little collision on Panton. And at the other end, Felipe is hurting. Panton's yelling at Haas for the contact at the one end. And meanwhile, Felipe Dos Santos Silva, he made that block.
Looks like Felipe is holding his wrist, like something like.
Yeah, Felipe is holding the wrist. Panton kind of took I think he took a knee to the midsection from Haas going for the ball. But Felipe May, the way he is shrugging, may have broken
the wrist
or the hand. He is in pain.
If I'm not mistaken, it was when he fell down, trying to break his fall, put his wrist in there. I'm not sure, but
I thought it was on the contact, unless he dislocated it. He's holding that hand out as he walks off.
Doesn't look broken. Could be, like you said, dislocated. He is in pain, though.
In pain, gonna need some taping up if he's gonna come back into this game. And the tape is being broken out for him. He wants back in there, but right now, that wrist, thumb, hand area in pain for him, as they used those injury as the midway timeout break here in the fourth. Alejandro Rios with me, John Wilsbach. We're in Omaha, Nebraska. This is the M2 Championship. You see the tape job being given there. Felipe in a...
Felipe looks in pain. I've never seen him like this.
Large amount of pain.
I've never seen Felipe.
A former Iowa player himself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Brazilian national team player.
Tied at 6.
Wow.
But you don't have to use that wrist too much. I mean, you're back there on the defense, and you are getting physical with guys, but he wants back out there.
I think he needs to go wait for the 2-minute rule, if I'm not mistaken, correct? Injury?
For the injury, yeah, because they had to wait on him. 7:28 to go in the fourth, tied at 6. The Heat were down in this game 3-0, tied it at 3, and they were down 5-3. Made it 5-4. It was a 6-4 game, Iowa, and the Heat scoring the last 2 goals, tying this one up at 6. Iowa unable to maintain that lead that they have had a few times in this game. Castaneda all the way up the field. Vinny Dantas is going to get it out of midfield, and a foot race down that right side with Ribeiro. Dantas still comes away with it, tries centering it, it gets blocked. Dantas hops in there again, wins the ball, but doesn't realize Romero was coming in from behind. Romero trying to get to it, now he gets the hold, trip foul against the Heat. It'll be a free kick for Iowa.
There's so much action going on. I have no idea who they called the foul on. There's 2 guys at the ground.
Yeah, the foul's going to be on the Heat.
Okay, a little further back. Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah. Down the near side, Castaneda. Out of midfield, Gutierrez. Ball into the Heat zone. Pereira knocks it off the boards. Thiago trying to get it out to Bruno, but brought right back in. Castaneda shot a wide left. Pereira can't settle it. Jenderson sends it back out at midfield, and here's Gutierrez. Tied at 6. The MASL2 championship. Ball played to the left side. Back out. Gutierrez. Dumped down on Hugo. He'll scoop it up easily for the Heat. Hugo tossing it out of midfield, looking for Panton, but headed the other way by Romero. Harris has to go back for it for the Heat. They'll poke it along the boards to Thiago. Back for Harris. Got to get a little run up the middle. He's going to lead Oscar down into the corner, but Haas gets there first. Kicks it high in the air. Stays in play. Cleared back out by Iowa over to Pereira. Jenderson over on the far side. Moves past Thiago. Knocked away by Osuji. He'd have the possession again. Danny Osuji clears it out of midfield. Sent right back up the middle to Gutierrez. 5:17 to go in the fourth. Tied at 6. Iowa with it. Near side, Gutierrez. Out of play it goes. Heat kick in coming up in midfield.
Can you believe it? Only 5 minutes remaining. Oh,
Unless we head to overtime, here's Harris. He'll dump it down, looking for Chavez. Goes off his head, out of play. It'll be a goal kick coming up for the Demon Hawks. Rainier Haas sends it out of midfield. Little run here by Diaz. Moves down left wing. Shot kick saved by Hugo. Headed out by Oscar of the Heat. Headed back in by the Demon Hawks. And they'll set it up in midfield with Lincoln. Lincoln double teamed along the boards. Gets past 2 Heat players. Moves in center point. Shot saved by Hugo. Every time Hugo makes that save, it's like he's flexing all his muscles for the crowd. On to the right side, Gutierrez stolen away by the Heat, and Oscar just wants to clear it back out. Haas has it. He'll send it the other way. This one takes a big bounce outside the Heat zone. Gutierrez comes up with it, center point. Long shift for this group that's out there right now for the Heat. Send to the middle, and just hit inside the left post, and pops back out. Another opportunity. Missed there for Iowa. Wow. Christian Gutierrez had an opportunity. Hit inside the left post. Ball sent back down into the Iowa zone. Gutierrez back on and knocks it off the boards. Look out, Dantas comes up with it at the top. His shot blocked. Now it's Trochi playing it back behind him. All the way back to Hugo. Far side, Thiago. Thiago working it down the near side, up the middle to Dantas. Center point, leads Osuji right side. He shoots and scores! Danny Osuji! It did get a deflection off, I think, the foot of maybe Miguel Diaz, but gets past Hulse, and the Heat have taken a 7-6 lead.
They finally take the lead, John.
First lead of the game.
Right when it matters the most. Now let's see what Thiago continues, which play he's going to pull up. Play 525, play 727, I don't know. But something special's got to come out of this.
Danny Osuji with 6 goals in the regular season for the Heat. Comes up with a big one there down that right wing side. Got partially touched on the partial block. Took a little hop skip. Gets past Haas. And the Heat have taken a 7-6 lead in the MASL2 championship. What a game. What a championship. Here in Omaha, taking a look at Manny, the owner here of the Omaha Kings, saying hi and love to the fans in attendance. His team did a nice job with a couple comebacks last night, but unable to pull out a victory as the host team. They've got the Kings and the Queens here.
The Queens and the Kings fans here at Omaha.
The MASL trying to promote more women's sports, and
hey, it was a great tournament. I don't know how much you watched of it, but I'm telling you, wow. There is lots of talents in the MASLW division.
Well, it is a 7-6 lead. There's the shot of the trophies in the very back. They had them moved closer to that back goal. And I told him, I said, you might want to move that back a little bit more. Sometimes those balls still get through those nets. You don't need it wiping out a giant trophy. So they put it near the back of the stands here in the end zone. But still a lot of game left. 3:26 to play here in the fourth. It's 7-6 Harrisburg. No sixth attacker yet. The Heat trying to keep the pressure up. Harris going for it. And it was last touched by Ribeiro. It will be a kick in for the Heat of midfield. What's interesting, we see Felipe coming back out onto the field now. He's got that right hand taped up, right wrist taped up. Hugo with it. He'll fire it down in the left corner. Ball centered for Harris by Vinny Dantas, cleared right back out by the Demon Hawks. To the near side. Little Castaneda getting bounced around a couple times by the Heat, but nothing called. Dantas trying to maintain possession, gave it back away to Ribeiro. He'll play it near the top. A little pressure by Felipe, but Demon Hawks keep it. They're down by 1. Into the corner, Lopez. Plays it back out into the neutral. At center circle, coming on here is Gutierrez. What point does Haas go off for a sixth attacker? 2:30 to play in the fourth. 7-6 is our score. Near side, Castaneda. Over to the right side, Gutierrez. To the opposite side. They'll play it near the top. Castaneda, shot wide left. Just off the mark, follow-up goal, and it's tied up. Guilherme Lopez, another goal by the Lopezes in this game, and he ties it at 7 with 2:13 to go.
Big shout out to Jennifer Lopez, Mario Lopez, and all the Lopez in the world that are sending all their good energy to the Lopez players out here in the field. What a match. 7-7, sir. What a match we're living here today. This is a championship matchup indeed.
Guilherme Lopez with the goal. His second of the game. Jose Lopez already has a couple in this one as well. Or I should say a few. We're tied. Heat trying to get it. Panton running it down the corner.
He got it.
He shoots and scores. Rashad Panton tickles the twine. And the Heat are back in front. 8-7.
It's about taking the shot, and Panton didn't think about it, didn't look back. I don't know what he saw, but man, he took the kick and scored the goal.
He's got the hat trick for the Harrisburg Heat. That is his third goal at 12:57 in the Heat. Back up 8-7 in this one. 2:03 to play. What a quick turnaround there for the Harrisburg Heat. And Rashawn Panton gives the Heat the lead. Here comes Iowa once again. We know they can score at will as well. Gutierrez far side. Haas, not sure when he'll come off. 1:46 to go. The Heat keeping the pressure up front. Ball played by Romero. Knocked the other way down into the corner for a 3-line violation.
What a goal, but it was a 3-line violation.
Right. It went into the net the other end, but did not count because when he struck the ball, he was behind what I call the yellow line. He was in his own zone.
Wow.
And that ball went over all 3 lines in the air. And now the 6th attacker comes on. Restart played into the right corner. Hugo makes the save there on Lopez. Comes back out of midfield. We've got an open net. Here's Bruno. It's going. Gone! It's a goal! Bruno Enrique and the Heat now lead at 9-7.
Stephen Hogg applying a goal. What a bad, it's hard. It's hard to see that. The 6th attacker is such a gamble.
It really is. And he gets the 6th attacker goal. Bruno Enrique.
Looks like House is going to jump back in. Oh, no, not yet. 6th attacker still.
Bruno had 10 goals in the regular season. He had 2 yesterday. And that one's big as the Heat take a 9-7 lead. 1:13 to go. 6th attacker still out there for Iowa. On to the left side is Lopez. Busted up by Bruno. Still loose down the corner. Pereira trying to get to it. Harris is there. He's getting knocked down, trying to get up, and they will stop play when we have a drop ball, or is it dangerous play? Harris is down face first in the corner. Jeremy Ortiz, the assistant coach for the Harrisburg Heat, standing on the bench boards. Hugo, player coach, comes over, helps up his team captain, and Malcolm Harris, the force in the back and in the locker room, is okay. Under a minute to play in the MASL2 championship. Harrisburg leading 9-7. Ball sent out of midfield. Bruno on it, knocking it forward. Haas back in net, looks to get off, waiting. And now Haas will run to the bench. Here comes Iowa left to right. Played over on the 6th attacker. To the top of the box, shot blocked nicely there in the middle by the Harrisburg Heat and Felipe. Sent to the far corner. Another one around the boards. Harris knocks it down. Follow-up goal! Just inside the top left side of the box for Pedro Castaneda. And it's a 1-goal game with 25 seconds to go.
What a goal, ladies and gentlemen. 6th attacker paid off for Iowa. Only 1 goal to go. Do they have enough time?
Well, we're going to find out as we're going to get a timeout now for the Harrisburg Heat to say, kind of settle things down. Pedro Castaneda getting the goal, making it 9-8 Harrisburg, 25.9 seconds on the clock. It's Harrisburg 9, Iowa 8. All coming down here to the final seconds of this contest. What a game.
What a game indeed. 25 seconds. Woo.
And Noel, you went through this last year with Iowa and Chihuahua,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir. During the 4th quarter, overtime, and the 2nd overtime, it was intense. And here we are living an intense moment at the Baxter Arena, the home of the Omaha Kings.
I'm going to be down on the field with a wireless afterwards if you're able to stay here and work. I don't know if they're going to give us a feed into the broadcast of the radio from here, but we'll leave the headphones up and hopefully we'll be able to hear some of that, and you can take care of things up here, and then once they give it to me down there, we'll have the post-game festivities live on the carpet. I've got the mic.
Yes, sir. Here we go.
John Wilsbach with you. Alejandro Rios joining me. The Heat lead 9-8. Sixth attacker still in for Iowa. Harrisburg dumping it down into the corner. Sixth attacker comes away with it. Here come the Demon Hawks back the other way to the near side. Lopez, right side, stolen away by Osuji. Comes back out of midfield. Diaz over to his left. He'll get it back. Diaz down the slot.
Ooh.
A Chester goes just high and wide by Iowa, and the Harrisburg Heat hold on, and they win the M2 championship 9-8 over the Iowa Demon Hawks. You could not ask for a better M2 championship.
What a finish indeed. Rivedo was there to almost tie the game and take us into overtime. Just a bit off. This was an amazing finish, John. And, well, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. Right now, we're going to have the championship ceremony.
I'm going to make my way down to the carpet. So stick around with us. And the Harrisburg Heat, who lost in 1995 to St. Louis, comes away with her first indoor championship.
First indoor championship since
Forever.
this was
Never
first
had
one,
one.
huh?
Yeah, Hershey Impact never had one. Harrisburg Heat never had one. They came close, but no cigar, and now they get theirs.
Congratulations, gentlemen.
Yeah, Iowa got theirs against Rochester a few years ago. And now the Harrisburg Heat, victorious and champions. So stick around. As we will have post-game for you. And Alejandro Rios will take care of things here. We'll step out for a 1-minute break on WMSS 91.1 FM, and they'll be rejoining us here on the post-game show. All right, just talk every now and then once I start announcing, just let me talk, and we'll see at the...
How are we going to catch the feed?
I'm going down with the mic.
Okay.
Hopefully he's able to poke it in, but I think he's able to poke it in to this.
I'll keep an eye on it.
But for radio, if you have to be completely quiet and just turn up both mics, just so it hears, we can do that. Yep, these two all the way up. And when you put your headsets back down and turn it back down.
Yep.
About 1 o'clock. Here's the scorecard. Let's see here. It's here.
And we have the championship ceremony just ahead of us, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. Muchas gracias a todos los que estuvieron con nosotros en esta sintonía. Just a little bit of Spanish. Thank you for the support, MASL fans, soccer fans worldwide. This is the year of soccer. And we'll be beginning this ceremony here shortly. MASL 2
Hello.
has made history again here at the Baxter Arena, the home of the Omaha Kings and Queens. Wonderful weekend for soccer. A wonderful weekend for this amazing sport that is growing worldwide. We would appreciate everyone that is watching, that has watched, to share this video, this broadcast. As you see the Harrisburg celebrating. I'm sure you can catch them on their Harrisburg Facebook platforms, as they are transmitting through their Facebook platforms as well. We have John. See, we have we can catch the feed from the stadium.
Huh? We can use them both. Okay. All right, ready to get started?
Sure, let's do that.
All right, let's get started here. First off, I want to thank our hosts, Manny and Natalie Viel, and their entire staff, as Father Carlos, on being tremendous hosts for the entire weekend, and also Darwin Salas in Des Moines. Thank you so much. I know it's a lot of work, and it's very, very much appreciated. Thank you. I know it's a lot of work, and it's very, very much I thought that last year's final between the Demon Hawks, this is the third straight finals appearance, and Chihuahua was tremendous. This one is just as good, if not better. I want to congratulate both teams on, first off, tremendous seasons. This is the game everybody wanted to see, the two unbeaten teams, and the game delivered as advertised. So congratulations to both teams. I'm going to hand it over to my cohort, Graham Florence. I'd like to acknowledge the referees who did a tremendous job the entire season, and especially in the finals. So Graham, floor is yours.
Crew chief tonight, Brian Bauer, come on up. Referee Landis Wiley. Thanks, buddy.
Congratulations. Well done. Underappreciated. And well done. There's no controversy.
Assistant referee Jeff Johnson.
Jeffrey? Thanks, sir. No demerit. No demerit.
Still suck at that. And last but not least, fourth official Rob Story. Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay, it's my friend Darwin Salas here. This Salas didn't show that he wanted, but tremendous season. Coach Coutinho, the entire organization, the entire team, first class, 3 straight years in the finals. That's the record that probably soon won't be broken. So we'd like to present the runner-up medals, first of all, to the Iowa Demon Hawks. Graham. My good friend, Heiner. Can you stand here and help me with the names so that I don't mess them up here? You read them all for me.
This will be hard. Kaique Ribeiro, defender.
I'm asking Heiner to do something in a very trying moment, so I appreciate it, Heiner. Congratulations. Great season.
Lincoln Borges, defender.
Yeah, you guys want to stand up there, you can.
Guilherme Lopes, midfielder. Eddie Martinez, midfielder. Anderson Pereira, target. Tom Gallagher, goalkeeper. Miguel Diaz. Pedro Castañeda. Javier Gallegos. Jaime Romero. Cristian Gutierrez. Vitor Santos. Robert Amaro. Rafa Nascimento. Alejandro Corona. José Huevo. Aaron. Keaton Woods. Alex Alvarado. Juan Salcido. Thiago Coutinho. Adrian.
That's everyone.
All right, thank you, Heiner. All right, can I have the captain to receive the trophy, Graham? Proudly presenting the runner-up trophy. I know it's not the one that they wanted. Darwin, congratulations. This can be added to the trophy case that's filling up quickly. Congratulations to the Demon Hawks. And here's the owner, Darwin Salas, good friend of mine. Did a great job. Thank you, Darwin. Well done.
Thank you all. Thank you to the people that came all the way from Des Moines. Thank you to my wonderful players out here. Thank you to Harrisburg. You know, I love you. A lot of you guys played with us last year, so thank you so much.
That's what it's all about, guys. You know, on the field, the competitors. And today's game was hard fought. It was clean. Two of the best two teams in the league, in my opinion. Great game. So, Darwin, thank you and congratulations. Okay. First off, I'd like to present, before we get to Carl and to the trophies and the medals for the lads, we annually present the playoff MVP, named after Chico Borja, a longtime Wichita wing great, tremendous player, and a role model for all of us to follow. So I'd like to proudly present this year's 2026 M2 playoff MVP to Vinny Dantas.
Vinny Dantas.
Vinny, congratulations, brother. Well done. Did he get a shot of us here, John, or who? All right. What classy move by the Demon Hawks here. All right. If I could get Jeremy Ortiz, the coach, up here to rattle off the names before I butcher them.
Hey.
Oh, Carl. Carl's right here. Okay. The owner, Carl Delmont. Here you go, Carl.
Yeah, you'll do best.
Yeah, whatever. Carl's going to do it. Jeremy, stay there with your lads.
Up next is our coach, Hugo Silva.
come a long way from tropics.
Next up, Captain Malcolm Harris.
Captain, congratulations. Well deserved. Well done.
Next up is Danny. I don't want to mess your last name up.
That's why
Asuji.
you're here, Carl.
Asuji.
I think Dan's a little banged up here.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't read it.
Next up, I like to call him Bobo, Tiago Freitas.
He's very silly. He's like 40 videos. I call him Captain Bobo. Bobo!
A little different than last year, huh? Carl, okay. I just want to add a comment here. I think Carl owes me a debt of gratitude because he's got like 5 of my ex-Florida Tropics players here. So you can thank me later, Carl, okay?
You never want to correct a commissioner, but I had him first. I brought Tiago, Hugo, and Lau, who I wish was with us, but I brought them from Brazil. So they were started with the Heat, and then
We stole.
there you go. Yeah, and then he went to Demon Hawks. So, all right, here's a man. You should have this for the Hattie. Row. Rashawn Penta. Next up, a man that needs no introduction, today's MVP, Vinny Dantas. Next up, our other goalie, Henry Ortiz Miller. I promise I'll get this one right because our announcer always gets it wrong. My longtime friend, Jeremy Raley. Next up is wearing a new bracelet, Felipe Dos Santos Silva. Next up, he played very well this weekend, especially today. Newcomer to the team, a rook, Ray Troche. Next up, he had another game today, Frank Maldonado. Ador Maldonado. All right, and this man played hurt today, and we appreciate it. He got us the game winner versus Connecticut to get us here. Victor Paredes. All right, we have another rookie who's had an amazing year, RJ Fuentes. Next up is Angel Chavez, another rookie. Next up, hailing from Gettysburg, Drew Wivel. Another rookie that played well this year, Thomas Hogue. Next up, hailing from England, Seth Krabby. Next up with the game winner today, Bruno Enrique.
Him. Is it her or him?
And last but not least, another rookie, Oscar Barrientos.
All right, thank you, Carl.
And Carl Delmont, of course.
All right, very classy move, Demon Hawks. Thank you for doing that. Very classy move. All right, this is the best part of the job. This is what I wait for all year long. I think Carl wanted to say a few words before I present the trophy. Carl, the floor is yours, my friend.
Just want to thank, first of all, Manny and Nat and everyone here. You guys put on an amazing, you hosted so well. I mean, this is an amazing arena. You guys did such a great job hosting us. You got us trainers. You got us everything we needed. So first, just a round of applause for the Iowa team. I'm sorry, the Omaha team. Front office and everything, great job. Secondly, I told Coach Tiago over there, there are no losers today. If you're a fan, this was such an amazing game. If you're my age, probably not so great for my heart, but it was an amazing game. Want to thank our staff, our front office, the Healy's, Kevin and Pat, who did so much to build all this. Again, our sponsors, our fans, especially Aubrey, who came in and did a great job for us this year. Aubs, you should come up here. Come on, get up here. Get up here. John Wilsbach, who was the owner prior to me and a longtime broadcaster, let me know that the Heat only been to the finals once in around 40 years, and this is the first time they won it. So you guys, I thank all of you for just playing your heart out, man. Hugo, I knew you were a great goalie. Wasn't so sure you'd be a great coach, but you did a great job. Jeremy, thank you for just being right there and guiding him and everything else. And for all you guys, this is for the fans. This is for Hershey and Harrisburg, and this is for forever. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you guys.
All right, thank you, Carl. All right, can I have the captain, please? The captain of the Heat. All right, hold on. This is my big, wait, relay. It's heavy. Now, you're gonna have an issue getting us on the plane back, but it is my distinct honor. This is the best part of the job. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody watching back in Hershey and Harrisburg, Kevin Healy, I love you, brother. The 2026 MASL2 champion, the Harrisburg Heat.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Your champion, Harrisburg 2026. Here at Baxter Auditorium in Omaha, Nebraska. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We'll be cutting the broadcast here shortly. Thank you to everybody that watched. Like the coach said, this was an amazing match. Thank you, Iowa Demon Hawks. Thank you, Harrisburg. Thank you to all the fans and everyone watching. Thank you for your comments. And we hope to see you in the
Vinny,
next
come on
transmission.
over here, Vinny. Since we're still on YouTube here, Vinny Dantas, MVP of the series, but certainly so many guys contributing for this team.
100%. This is always a team effort. Like the way that this game was, back and forth, Ugo doing some amazing saves on the net, and us being able to just stay mentally in it. Like that's a team effort. This is.
Faced the adversity this whole game. You were down, came back, down, came back, and that's a tough Iowa team over there.
Very much. They got quality and throughout the squad, two lines, if not three. But indoor soccer is that. It's just staying mentally tough and understanding the game is over when it's over. And yeah.
Rashawn coming up with a big game too. 3 goals for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's these guys, they've been working all season long, so like day in and day out. I'm extremely grateful to just be dropping in and helping and being able to be a factor, but these guys are definitely deserving this too.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I think we're going to try to get some pictures down here too and talk to some more of the players. If we can get Hugo real quick. Get Hugo on here since we're on YouTube. And the player coach, that's a tough job doing it. Jeremy helps you from the bench. But for you, coming up with some big saves down the stretch in this game when Iowa had the lead most of this game.
Oh yeah, it's not an easy job, you know. I just realized that. But yeah, so Ortiz did a really good job with us, and we trust him. He did everything for us, and I appreciate having him with us. And about the game, yeah, like we play like with and against, you know, in the tournaments, and we knew it would be a really hard game, but we did everything that you did in the sessions and keep calm, you know, during the game, and we did. That's what matters.
Well, congratulations. I'm going to let you get your picture now. Got to get the picture in here.
Real quick in my announcement, I forgot the most important people, my family. I apologize. I was looking at everyone, and then I realized, oh my God, I didn't thank my wife and my kids. So thank you for everything. But here, before we stop, you deserve this too, my friend.
Thank you, Carl. Thank you. Let you hop in that picture real quick. We'll let Carl hop in the picture here too. Got to get the owner in there. Make sure everyone's in. You want me in? Okay. All right, I'm going to hop in here too with these guys.
Get in there.
Oh, you guys are so...
I'm on the right side, thank you.
Build it off. There we go. Rashawn, come on over here real quick. Rashawn, 3 goals for you in this game. You guys had to battle back constantly in this one, and you just stayed strong out there.
Yeah, first half we went down 3-0. We just kept a positive mindset, just kept working hard, and just 1 goal at a time.
Talk about the intensity out there, because at any time either team could have scored back and forth, but you guys were able to pull it out there in the fourth with some quickies.
Yeah, I mean, they put us under pressure early. I don't think we've been tested like that this whole season. But the adversity, we just kept fighting, and yeah, we just came through in the fourth quarter. So
congratulations.
Thank you.
Rashawn Panton. Here's team captain Malcolm Harris. I know he's texting away, but we'll try to get him on the YouTube as well. And you know, what a battle. This game could have gone either way. Both teams down the stretch.
Yeah, no, they're a great team, and they prepared properly, and they've definitely competed and been here before. So hats off to them. They played a great game. Obviously, we came out on top at the end, so kudos to us.
And defensively on that back line, down the stretch those last couple minutes, and then going with the sixth attacker, you guys were just scrambling back there to make every stop you could.
Yeah, like I said, they're a talented bunch. They're definitely experienced, and they know what they're doing, and they've been in this position for the past 2 years. So for us to, get up and get a lead, and then also just manage the situation at the end of the game, and shut it out. So that's kind of good for us, to win.
Two different worlds the last 2 seasons for the Heat. Last year in the M1, very tough, able to scrape out a win or two, and that was it. It was a tough season, and then turning it around this season, going unbeaten the whole season and winning the championship. That's quite a change.
Yeah, it's a different team, different organization, almost to an extent where you see the talent that we have with Ugo, Victor, Vinny, Bruno, and honestly even the younger guys with RJ and Oscar and them coming in, and even Drew Wilville, younger guys. So we're a different team. We're looking forward to going back to M1 and getting some more guys back as well. But we're going to embrace it and enjoy what we have today. We've turned around the organization in the year, so hopefully we can continue our success in M1.
Perfect season, 14-0. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Malcolm Harris joining us, and that's going to wrap things up here on the field for our post-game coverage. And we thank everyone for tuning in to MASL2 Championship action here in Omaha, Nebraska, where the Harrisburg Heat win the championship 9-8. I'm John Wilsbach. We'll take it back upstairs.
I don't have any right here. I can just get.
Thank you, MSO fans, and we are going to tell you thank you once again for being part of this historical event here in Omaha, Nebraska.
If we are still on radio, we'll keep finishing the wrap-up here in Omaha. Alejandro Rios alongside me again here in the broadcast booth, John Wilsbach. And what a fantastic M2 championship, 9-8. The Harrisburg Heat victorious over Iowa. Let's run down that scoring real fast in this, because it was all Iowa early on, 10:34 the first. Jose Lopez, then 11:21 Gallegos, and then Lopez again at 6:12 of the second. Made it 3-0. He'd respond back with Panton, Vinny Dantas, and then Chavez. That made it 3-3. We moved to the third power play goal for Pereira. Put Iowa back in front 4-3. And then Guillermo Lopez with a 5-3 lead for Iowa. Then it's Pereiras with a power play goal for the Harrisburg Heat, made it 5-4. But then Jose Lopez again at 8:44 made it 6-4 Iowa. The Heat respond back, 12:48. Dantas, his second, makes it 6-5. Panton ties it up at 6-6. And then into the fourth, 11:34, Osuji gives the Heat their first lead at 7-6, but it's tied up immediately by Guillermo Lopez, making it 7-7. Panton for the Heat at 12:57, just 10 seconds later, able to score, gives the Heat back that lead, his third goal of the game. And then at 13:34, Bruno Enrique against the sixth attacker makes it 9-7. Iowa gets one late at 14:35. Castaneda made it 9-8, but the Heat batten down the hatches at the very end here, shut the door, closed the net, and they hold on for a 9-8 victory. Hugo gets the victory in net. Haas gets the loss. And what an amazing, amazing M2 championship, my
Great.
friend.
What a beautiful nail-biting finish. This is the way it's supposed to be in a championship matchup. Thank you, John, once again for the opportunity to work alongside with you. It was a great privilege and honor, sir. Thank you.
Alejandro, thank you so much for coming over from Des Moines, Iowa, and joining us. And congrats on your season over there in Iowa and your calls. We look forward to seeing it again next season.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, that's going to wrap things up here in Omaha, Nebraska. The Harrisburg Heat are bringing home the trophy, their first ever indoor soccer championship, a 9-8 victory over Iowa. For my colleague here, Alejandro Rios, I am John Wilsbach. Harrisburg Heat now the champions of the MASL2, and you've heard it right here on YouTube and the Heat Soccer Network.